Back on here after lunch. I guess let's dive into IT department.
So Andrew gave us two different ones, one from QCAP and one from general, but they're both the same things, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Which is common, we usually
just,
do.
we need to pick or choose, right?
So
And he said we could,
this is what it looked like, 25, we used about 240 out of general and 142, 650 out of QCAP. So.
well, you guys gotta decide if you're going to fund the new voting machines out of QCAP at the rate of 246,994 for the clerk, you're not gonna be able to pull
I don't think. it would
QCAP.
happen this year.
I've got a note here that we're gonna do 17,000 from Eric's.
from, yes,
Yeah.
Who's got the
Yeah, for the phone.
Okay.
and then we're gonna add a telephone line, right?
Yeah. So what are we doing on Andrew's salary? Is it going back? If so, it's
76,150.
76,150.
76.
Out of general, I'm assuming. I mean, if
Last year that was.
It was out of QCAP.
You wanna go general on it?
I think it depends on if you're gonna do the microvote machine. Because on Paige's calculation, what we will have versus, and then the receipts were expected,
The 172.
172, 979. The max we can spend out of that fund would be 339,606. If all Paige's numbers are correct and we get at the disbursements. Well, the clerk's asking for 246,994. So assuming we would budget the microvote machines, we would only have about $90,000
In that.
left to appropriate.
At all.
So we could do his salary and probably that's it out of QCAP. If we do the microvote.
Nothing though, right?
What?
Probably just take everything out of general.
I mean, I guess the $1 million question, are we doing voting machines this year or not?
I think you've got to though, don't you?
You got 2 years.
2 years? I mean, you're just kicking it down the
to
can.
decide it, yeah.
And if,
Or do you do half of them this year?
well, I was gonna say, if you appropriate half though, it just reverts back to the general fund. I mean, buy half of them or just appropriate half of it?
I don't really care. It's not my responsibility. My job is just to budget. If they spend it, that's on them. If they don't, it comes back and we figure it out again. But I would think if you put half of that in there and you wanna buy half of the machines, it's there.
Well, if you
Then you
gave,
buy half next year.
if you gave the clerk half of what she's seeking, it would be 123,500. So 123,500, and what did I say?
Free up some money in QCAP. About half of what you got to spend.
Clerk.
No,
IT.
we're talking about the clerk because she's also asked for money out of QCAP and there's not enough to fund both. So if you took, QCAP is total with the balance currently in the church from 339,606. And if you gave half to the clerk for what she's requested, you would, that would leave 216.
I think that would be a smarter move rather than dump the whole $240,000 worth of machines.
I don't think you could do all of Andrew's out of QCAP because he's asking for 400 and something thousand, but you could put some of it in there, up to 216,000.
Well, the deal on the machines, is that a contract deal? I mean, do we buy them, we own them, and they're ours, or? Probably gonna be the same machines if we wait another year to buy the other half, I guess.
I don't.
Yeah, those
Do
are
we
some of
get
my
cheaper by the
questions.
dozen? You know, if we get 10 of them, we can get them better than if we buy 5 now? I just asked you a question.
Well, I'm looking to see, because she had provided us with a lot of paperwork. I know hers is gonna go down. Were you guys on that email from the judge
Yeah,
to her about, yes, they're gonna send them via regular mail only?
changing the jury
So
stuff.
the mailing budget should be able to go down. But I don't remember she provided us anything about the microvote machines. I think she gave us
Just do it. Oh,
she gave us no wink microvote, okay. Well, this is just for like election day services, not machine. I don't see anything about the machines. Yeah, here we go. So payment option one, remember there were several payment options. Payment option one, you could pay $112,000 in 2026. Payment option two was the same. So the payment options we were given is pay 112 in 2026 and then 74,000 in 2027, or 112 in 26 and 37 in 27 and 37 and 28. My problem is when you guys go out of office, if you guys aren't running again or you're not reelected, somebody's got to know they've got to budget at least those two other payments. It looks like 65 Infinity Rev Edition ones at $28.70 a piece. Tally cards. It's like we're buying 65 of something, machines, I guess. They would be ours to keep. Well, if you think about it, how many voting sites are there in Scott County on election day?
Two.
Just one, two? So 30 machines, travel fee per hour, recycling. I mean, they're loading and unloading, so it looks like maybe I don't know if we owe, to answer your question, I don't know, it doesn't say if we own them or not. I would hope for 186.5. I mean, somebody can go ask Michelle. But either way, all that's due this year would be 100, I mean, unless we want to pay it off. So we don't run into the issues we have in the past about people forgetting that we have a contract. You could pay the 112 out of Cume Cap. I mean, we're at 123.
Well, and then it frees up money for everybody else too.
Yes, I agree with that. And that frees up the Cume. If you did it out of Cume Cap, that would leave you, I mean, about what we were just talking about.
Everybody else,
I mean, if you put Andrew's salary in cap and then use it for that, that'd be the 76,150. The other part of his entire budget is 336,500. That would have to go to general,
But I think it's the ultimate.
What was that other total you
What
had?
is his salary?
336.
Oh, no, that's the,
I didn't see his salary. I couldn't ask.
76, 150.
It's a network system tech on the top.
76,150.
He was asking for 85, this last year's was 76.
And worth every bit of the 85.
Oh, no,
Not more.
He's lucky he don't say, hey, I need a.
I agree, guys.
Now.
I just didn't see it on there.
But does anybody remember what the jail service sheriff 911 service is? $18,000.
Still do.
Is that, hang on, is that the Cushing's?
I don't know. That's the one that kind of chaps my tail because we pay for Scottsburg, Austin, everybody.
We have a Cushing's agreement here that's not budgeted. I don't know where we need to pay this from, but it's around 15 something, so I don't know if that's
That's
maybe.
the new contract then. Have we ever entered into a contract?
This is the one that was paid through the jail, and then it got shifted to the 911 center last year, right?
Yeah.
I'll say there's a history back there of where it's been paid from in the past, but it's been a little all over the place.
But literally, the biggest part of it is Cushing's jail to Guardian interface is $1,235, and Cushing jail CAD RMS November through October is $14,650. So I don't understand really, I guess, why that doesn't come out of the sheriff's budget
Well, it did till last year.
when he decided he
And
wasn't
then he
paying it.
decided he just wasn't gonna pay it, and it moved over to the 911 center, but we still give him the money for it.
Well, because the 911 center uses Cushing's as their software, it got in the same deal as the radios with the ambulance. If you don't pay it, they turn off their
Yeah.
switch. So I guess that's probably what Andrew's asking for the 18,000. Hand that back to her.
So we're thinking using Cume Cap to pay Andrew's salary, right?
And then leave the money for voting machines.
For the payment.
That leaves us basically $100,000 after paying in.
Which I think is a payment for the voting machines.
$112,000, that's what she said, was the payment.
Okay.
And see, there's something else too, that the internet service is provided by the city of Scottsburg. We pay them, but then they don't pay us for the 911 service.
Which, they're working on that, I think, but it's gonna be a work in progress. I don't know when they're gonna start paying in, but I think Austin mayor and Scottsburg mayor both are in conversations with it. So. So Andrews, 336.5 going into June. And 76,150 in Cume Cap.
Could you give me those numbers again? I'm sorry.
Did you add the telephones in there?
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
336.5.
I've got an equipment line that I wrote 30,000 on too,
Yeah.
in Cume Cap. Are we still gonna do that? On Andrew?
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
Equipment can be decreased by 30,000 because of new computers
You
appropriated.
can move it to 30 instead of 40, he said.
Yeah, he had it on there asking
He asked
for
for 40 and
Two
he said he'd take 30.
30, yeah. Okay, so where's that leave us?
Where is my,
326.
Are we leaving that in Cume Cap, is what I'm asking?
No, it's gotta be in general.
General.
It's in both of them. He did his, he did.
Yeah, I know, but the other day when we was talking about it, I wrote it down in Cume Cap. So I need to mark that
We
out.
all, yeah, I did too,
Okay.
like I said, but I think it's about to come out of general.
Okay,
So now 326,500,
What is it?
if we took that 10,000, 10,000 out, they make that 326,50, right?
no, I'd already taken that on mine.
Yeah.
What'd you do, JR?
From 40 to 30, right there.
Because I wasn't here for the numbers.
Tell us.
I got town council members firing other
so
employees without authority.
in the general, we're leaving the 165 maintenance contract.
No, we're just putting,
You have to get to notice in here.
yeah, general's 336.5, so yeah, that'll stay in there.
Okay.
Done. Like, I can tell her she's wrong, but, yeah. Give me the numbers again when you get.
Cume Cap 76,150. General 336,500.
So did you decide to take all of the micro vote out of King Cap or not?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get there.
Gotcha.
Hey, what did I do with this?
What'd you do with it?
Not sure.
Going to probation.
Well, yeah, probably. Aha, back in. Maybe.
So that's the
There's just
one, it's the paper that goes to sign once you do that. So one decide to do that, you fill all that out, sign. Whatever you sign.
What'd you label that as? I'm looking for it. Cause it ain't the requested, it was, my computer kind of bricked up on me again, if you can imagine that.
It's brand new. We just,
Done.
you guys just voted to give $250,000 for new, like that, and
I'm
yours
telling
keeps
you.
breaking up.
Completely
Isn't
blacked
it in
out.
your email? Go into Excel, open Excel. Okay, now, 2026 requested amounts, or, is that what it is?
I don't think that's it.
No, it's not because, okay.
That's what they requested.
It should be, go to file. Go down.
That's all just
Where did you save it at?
what we've opened.
I know, that's what I was looking at. Did you just open it? Go there. I don't know where it was automatically saving. That's claims paid.
Claims paid. I don't know.
Usually it'll tell you if you just had it open, it would.
That's what I'm saying. It should have opened it back up, but. All right.
Well, that's not good. Where did you open it from this morning when you came in?
No, I had it open from my computer last night. Hang on one second. We'll get it.
Okay. Hurt. Probation, that's a big.
It's all blanked out. Heather. Look.
I got a hammer in the truck.
What did you do? All the work? Okay, let's go back. Area plan commissioning.
We spent 220 grand on these computers.
I have 49,303 out of general. Assessor, I have 117,898.
Hold on. It's in read only. Open in Excel. Yes.
Here you go.
There it is.
Okay,
All
under
right.
probation.
Life is living good so far, all right?
Make sure autosave is on.
No, it's not. That's
Turn
not
it, turn it on.
That's not it. You
No,
said
go to the
area
next
plan.
tab. Go to the next tab. 2025 pay with cuts. Next tab, sorry. Make sure autosave, shit. Make sure autosave is on. This is what happened to Matt Owen and I. Ended up at a firehouse till 3:00 in the damn morning. Okay, area plan commission, out of general, I have 49,303. Assessor, I have 117.
Form, fix this.
I'll go up and highlight B. No, at the top there, top.
That?
Nope. The top of that line where it says general, there's a B above it. Go up and right, yeah, now go right click, format cells, and hit currency, double click currency.
Double click.
Yeah, you just double click it. There you go. Assessor 117,898. Auditor 295,741. I think Board of Commissioners, I don't have anything, so I
We
see
haven't
it's
done that
pending.
yet.
Building Commission 49,214. Building Maintenance 281,281. That's a weird number, is that right? 281, yep. Cemetery, General Fund
Hold on,
25,930.
I need to add a cemetery, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
sorry, guys.
Okay.
Autosave there, autosave.
Is that right?
CEMETERY,
Still don't look right, but all right.
25,930.
Circuit
Circuit Court, we're still pending, right?
Clerk.
I mean, I have some written down, but I don't think, clerk's pending. Coroner we did this morning and it was,
I don't know.
no, we didn't do community corrections yet, right?
No.
Coroner, so they're pending, 57,949. County Council, 124,786. Elected officials training is not out of general or public lit. Public Safety Drainage Board, 4,700. Rescue Community is not general fund. EMA, general fund, 85,735. Lit Public Safety, 542,011.92. 542,011.92. EMS, I think we pended. Guardian ad litem is not out of those funds. Health department is not out of any of those funds. Highway department, not out of any of those funds. IT, general, 336,500.
EMS, we're still pending on that, right?
Yeah,
So what are we to?
probation. And my notes from the meeting with probation where we can take down the printing and advertisement, repair and maintenance and travel and mileage. It doesn't say what to, it just says can take down.
So we need to go find out what they,
I think we just go to what they spent this year and see where we're at. So chief probation officer last year was 89,220, but we also have are they included in that are they included in the state stuff?
Well, there were no raises this year.
Yes.
yeah, the state didn't do raises for one.
Okay, so chief PO would be 89,220.
Which one?
Probation officer,
The school?
Yeah.
How much was it?
89,220. Now, the problem is that he's got assistant juvenile. Last year, they were just probation officer 2, 3, 4, and 5. And probation 2 and 5 made 64,321. So I'm gonna say the 70,000. It's almost impossible. The next highest paid would have been the assistant chief, was 82,028. That doesn't make sense.
So his salary was 89,220, but then number 2 was 64, number 3 is 82,028. So we're just setting these to what they were, I guess.
Well, I mean, I can't tell what they were because he didn't label them like this.
Same way.
So, can you pull the salary ordinance and tell us
Here. So,
what Assistant Chief P.O. Higdon made last year?
okay, what I've got here is,
82,028.
probation officer number 3.
Yeah,
And I've got on the salary ordinance 83,902.
Not changing?
well, cause that got his $2,600 stipend back, so it probably is.
So that's probably what that was, okay.
How much was it?
83,902.
83,902.
And the Chief P.O. officer was 89,220, right?
And then,
Juvenile Lowry was 70,000. They're asking 70,000. What was she last year?
Gosh, these do not have names, hang on.
I know, that's why I'm struggling.
The next highest one is 65,321.
Which would be
And that
the
would be,
AD Director P.O. Smith, right? Cause that was 71,000.
71.
Now there's 3 more at
And then all the-
70,753.
All the others should be the same, right?
They were not.
not on the salary ordinance.
Smith's must
64,321 maybe?
Wait a minute, how
I've
many?
got 64,321 at number 5.
I think,
And I've got a 64,321 at officer number 2.
I think the way it's done this year, they should be able to put all everybody's names on these
well, I think what they're doing, because so they had, I've got the chief probation officer, probation 2, probation 3, probation 4, probation 5. Then there was another probation officer 6 and 7. One was 58 and one was 56.
Now there's none of them.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on. And why, I mean, evidently he's asking for a big raise for one of them.
Or,
on tape. Can we name the person's name and say what their amount was?
Yeah, it's a public record. They're on the salary ordinance, but she says she doesn't have names on the salary
We don't
ordinance
have names
either,
on the
so.
salary ordinance, no.
I mean, he's gonna have to tell us which one goes with which, because if Smith was at 65,321, We don't wanna put in 64,321 that Lowry was getting.
Can we just call him and tell him?
Yes.
He might,
He may not be here.
For lunch.
He was leaving when we were walking here. But he may be.
Well, they just added 10% on them, didn't
No, they couldn't have.
One of them is-
Huh?
They couldn't have because we don't have anybody that
they? Not even what
matches.
he's asking here.
Yeah.
He just they added 10%.
But
I don't
in
know,
that,
at
it could have been
89,
somebody went and got their college degree, you could have went up in your years, like, there's a whole list of things that changes those. That they get paid, I mean, it's hard to follow.
Yeah,
I don't have his number, I'd call him.
the secretaries were both at 35,115.
35 what?
35,115 is what was
How many
appropriate.
secretaries, he only had 2 secretaries and 25.
Yeah,
Got 3 on here.
well, I mean, did he hire, we
I
didn't want
think
him to
he's
hire
asked for a third one every time since I've been in office, I believe.
someone. So only one?
I'm still at.
Yeah, I have new ad next to it, so it's a 0.
The open PO, that's a new, or an empty position right now, I guess.
Well, it was budgeted for last year though too.
I don't think we have the right to not fund one. I think they tell us how many they got or get or something.
Yeah.
What in the hell did longevity go up so much
Well,
for?
we have that.
Because
He
they've
didn't
never had
have
any,
any.
that's what he was wanting to add longevity to them, remember?
Are we doing that? Is there a way to put in,
I think you asked me to even advertise it.
yeah, is there a way to put?
There it is.
Look at this.
Are you watching us?
Uh-huh.
Have I dropped the F-bomb today?
Yeah. Well, you help figure this
But
out.
who's counting,
Because we
right?
had it listed as officer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then we got names over here, so I'm not
Well,
sure.
what happened is as people come in, the numbers may not be in order because the position will be filled by somebody that you would think, like Joey could be like 3 or 4 or something.
Right. So,
Somebody else could be 2 even. though
We're just trying to get it back to where last year.
do you have any idea what Lowry was last year? Which number? Cause that's how, the only way I'd be able to figure out.
The one that's $1,000 difference, that's Stephanie.
64 versus 65, is she 65?
Yes.
So
That's-
Stephanie is who?
The
What's her last name?
Smith.
Smith.
Okay,
So
so
that's AD Director PO.
Yeah, that's,
I had her at 65,321.
71 is what? What's the number?
and that's the 10%.
It's 65,321. Is Smith, was last year's.
Alright.
So that means
Got a couple of them that are moving levels.
Lowry and Money were both 64,321 last year, right? They were the lesser. Then what was Schneider last year? Because the only other option is 58,473 or 56,628.
Cause you all didn't get a raise from the state, right?
Right.
So is there a way you can just send us what each person has to be for 26? We're not doing 10% raises for anybody, so, we're going back to 25, but if some of your people change levels, that would change the rate.
Yes.
So you care just,
I think I got it.
if you could do that, that would be amazing. Then we could just plug in what they get.
Give me 3 minutes. Okay.
Run! No, that's fine. Thanks, man.
Hope, yeah.
One of the concerns that I think White had, and it's a fair concern, if we go into this longevity agreement, is there a way to have them sign an agreement, and we're not backdating to 2013 or whatever, like we'll fix the problem, but we ain't got the money to pay you back to all of the past problem.
They just take you to court and sue you then after that, so they want it.
I think the statute of limitations were passed on that already.
But I mean, that's a fair concern that he has, and I see that, but I think it would be, I can't back up and fix what happened
Exactly.
10 years ago,
We
but
can back up and fix them, we're just fixing what happened last year.
that's what I'm saying, like,
And anybody can sue.
And within a 2-year statute of limitations, I think. I mean, we can do a resolution that says,
So we're just gonna try to fix it from here forward.
That's what I would
Right.
want to do.
Well, I mean,
I think the question is can they sue and go back?
Like,
Not-
yeah,
Not that far is what she's
Well,
saying.
she's saying only
I'm
2
no
years.
attorney, but now that it's brought to light that they're county employees and they're not receiving longevity, in theory, if we don't make it right, they
Right.
can still sue, right?
Yeah.
And I'm fine, I think
Well,
it totally
and-
needs to be made right. I just can't back up to
I went and talked to
when
Scott,
Noah built
found
the
out
ark
what
and
the
make it right,
problem
you know
was,
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and
I think we could do
agree with longevity.
25
Yeah,
and move forward.
and I agree with you. I just know how things go.
I know.
But
And I hate to be
here
like
now,
that,
somebody
but-
walk out mad and lose.
Right.
There it goes.
I mean,
I think we need to give them their longevity and,
Oh, I don't think
hope,
that.
hope they don't back up and wanna do something for the last 13 years.
Here it comes.
But
I don't know that we can, I mean, I guess we could ask them to waive that right to sue, but
That don't
I don't know that
mean.
it's gonna hold up.
I just asked them
Yeah,
to see.
I agree.
I heard it all.
Scott,
So,
do you plan on?
I got it.
do you
Is that-
plan
I didn't
on-
say the F-bomb though while you were out of the room.
Where's your phone at? You watching this?
Don't tell me.
Are you all, is the whole floor watching us upstairs?
If we give you your longevity, do you plan on backing up and suing us for the last?
I just
13
told you
years?
they could not.
You know,
If he's smart, he'll say no.
I mean,
well, we're.
Notice he
we're-
didn't
I'm
answer.
gonna exercise my Fifth Amendment right.
Well, we're trying to make you right.
I appreciate that.
but I
But we
think
can't go
back up
back and-
fix
we can't go
everything
back
that's
to
been wrong to you. for
15
all
years
these
or whatever.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned about that, that's a conversation for another time.
Well, I mean, here's the thing too.
We do have.
I think it's a non-starter to me, because whether or not we give longevity or stipends to someone is really within this body. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. I don't think they have an actionable claim anyways. We're deciding now to be, because I think you guys all think that, you know, there needs to be their longevity pay this year, then
Oh, I agree.
You're gonna do it.
Wholeheartedly, it needs to be fixed. And I think everybody at this table does. I just don't think we have the amount of money to back up and fix it in the past.
Well, he's got the money to pay this, you know, he's trying to do it out of your probation, what was it,
Probation
user?
user fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
not
cost us
astronomical.
anything out of anything else.
where's the probation user fee? I only have general.
We got three funds. We got probation user, drug and alcohol, and administrative.
All I have in my binder is
We reimburse
general
the
fund.
county $190,000 a year
Well,
Thank you. Negotiate.
from those accounts.
where are we at, James? I'm the official keeper of the math. I've got to have good numbers because I'm not good at math anyways.
That's my one copy of that, Jay.
You can have it right back, buddy.
Are you guys just upstairs having like a watch
So-
party or what?
No, just me.
Oh,
You're just having a watch party.
No, I'm
So
working on a couple other things, but I just got it playing in the background. I'm waiting to hear probation.
starting at the top, we go down through these salaries, it's 89,220 is the chief probation officer, Pool, whoever that guy is.
Here's pretty good that.
Ah.
Just gonna throw that out.
And then, Higdon is 84,628,
84.
628.
that's even worse. That's even more than the salary ordinance.
No, that's what's actual budgeted, not whatever, I don't know what she's got going. I don't think anybody does, but, 64,321 for Lowry,
64 what?
321.
You're doing my math all around. I can see something's gonna get screwed up this year and it's gonna be, well, Heather did the math.
Smith is 65.
Smith is-
65,321. Money is 64,321. P.O. Schneider, 64,321. And the open PO is 58,473.
You have an open position? Is that the one that you put out to hire for? Have you found anybody?
I have, I mean, I did interviews like 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. But I'm hanging around to see what happens with, creation of some drug court.
Will you need another probation officer at the drug court?
Just depends on what he wants to do there. I haven't had a lot of communication.
All right, so that takes care
I
of
might have someone for you.
the
Should,
5,800
things
is
in
the
another
longevity.
county, not pan out, right,
Keep it.
with their drug court or veterans court. So the secretaries, 335,115
Yeah.
with just 2.
I have 3 positions.
What have you been paying the other one out?
So,
It's only
so
2.
no, check this out. Years ago, person in that open position there died from COVID while working here for this county after 25 something plus years. We had a meeting not long after that in this room where we were asked all to make cuts to our budget. And so I thought, well, I just won't hire anybody until the next year in order to help do that. And since then on, I have never been able to get that funded.
So you took it out because someone is deceased during COVID?
No, I have the position still there. I just can't get it funded anymore after
Because we took it out with the
I
understanding
had
that
just hired someone. I still have.
once you get it out, it's hard to get back in because you gotta make the cuts. So do you guys wanna add it back in? I mean, you have 3,
We'll
you
get
have 6 PO officers, so that's 7 PO officers. So that's really 1 every 2.3 probation officers.
I guess let's see where we end with general. If we have it, it'd be something we could come back and look at.
I'm making a note.
I was just trying to help.
I only got the general fund one from you.
What?
I didn't get a probation user.
That's why I'm sitting here looking confused, where probation user fees were, so.
I think I did in 25, but not in 26.
What you talking about?
We did not get the budget estimate form for anything but general fund for probation.
Last year, let me look at the last year.
So the longevity, we're leaving at 5,800. Okay.
Postage
Wait a
was
minute.
600.
That-
They used,
630.
nothing. What do you do for postage? You ain't using.
Are you
money.
leaving office supplies at $3,000?
Do what there?
Postage,
We just haven't gotten them yet.
what do you mean?
We haven't got any stamps. We usually do a big,
Buy on it.
yeah, like one time a year.
So we leaving it at 600 on that?
What was it last year?
Those things keep going up and up and up.
75 cents or 79 cents now?
Yeah, it's like good grief.
And the service keeps getting worse.
Class supplies. If I can.
That was same as last year. Home monitoring supplies was same as last
So what do
year.
you do for class supplies? Cause you haven't used any of it either.
Well, again, we've got a lot of stuff that's still to come out.
What classes do you guys teach up there?
Drug and alcohol abuse education. We got, manuals for those, instructor.
Or leaving 1,000 on home monitoring supplies.
That was same as last year. Lab and expert witness was
3,000,
same as last year. What has he spent this year?
1,500. About half of it.
We haven't had
Or
Contractual testing, I think is the same. as
And that
last
can
year.
change. Contractual testing was 2,000, you haven't used any of that either. So we're leaving it.
Yeah. Or around 500, leave that.
Alright,
When you're doing the lab expert witness and all that.
we left all of them.
I think they're all the same as last year, so it's 11,900 in the 2.
1,500.
No, you're saying you
You're
need
down
down.
postage 300, so it'll be 11,600
You took what down?
postage.
Oh,
Back to what it
600.
was in 25.
I just got, I got 1,000.
So
I only
11,600.
got one for 1,000.
So that would be admin.
Contractual services,
Here, I'll show you
1,000
what that
is what it was, man, haven't used any of it.
What's your contractual services, sir?
Do I?
Your contractual services, what are those? What do you use that for?
That's plans and stuff.
Probably the 30100 line. under.
That's gonna be like drug testing supplies and stuff like that. We use urine and saliva testing devices, and we have to, when we send the saliva off, we have to have it,
That's not under lab services.
but that's a little bit of both. So we've got expert witness in case somebody like that has to come down here and testify. And the lab service there would be to check the specimens that are sent in, contractual testing. A lot of that is gonna be with like purchasing the drug test equipment. It's all kind of rolled in together.
What's on down in the next block under number 3 of contractual services? Cause you're wanting to go up $1,000.
That's gonna be the drug and alcohol program that we teach in-house or whatever with the instructor. And
So what do you do for it now? So you had $1,000 in this year.
well,
and you haven't
increase
spent any.
the times per year we are able to offer the class.
But you haven't used any of the money in 25. It's still sitting at $1,000 funded at 100%.
That's because there's still a couple to come. What is it, August?
Yeah. You guys wanna up it 1,000 and leave it at 1,000 for,
Yeah, I mean, being able to offer, again, like I said, because if you're doing it 4 times a year, somebody's 180 days of probation and they miss, it's gonna be hard to be able to circle back around for the next one. You know, probation might end before you have time to complete.
what do you wanna do?
I'm okay with that one.
With
Is
what?
that what you're asking?
It was 1,000
Did
in
you
25, they
negotiate that?
want 2,000 in 26, so we keeping it or going up?
Is that what you need, or is that what you want?
Well, they haven't used any.
And I say that, I mean, like, the 1,500 do it, or the budget time, everybody pass a little bit, you know that.
Right.
1,500 enough, or, I know that you're gonna answer, no, need it all.
Well, I mean, one of the things, Miles, we don't needlessly spend, and there'll be some
I'm not
left
saying
over.
you-
and
I'm
all
not
this.
saying you do, I don't,
we would like to be able to offer more,
sure.
because it's a benefit to the offender.
Have you
Like I
already
said,
paid this year?
if you miss one in January, and it's not offered again at the late.
Well, it reverts back to general fund if he doesn't use it, and if he's saying it needs it 4 times a year. It's a service of the court, and I don't think you're gonna get it cheaper somewhere
And
else.
those are the education that lasts like 12 to 20 hours. It's
Two.
not as intensive like IOP or.
Is there not a place in the community that the probationers can go and pay for it themselves?
It was 2,000.
I'm sure there probably is. This is the court alcohol and drug program.
Where are we taking
How
in the
much,
fees for that at? Are we not charging
I'll go
for
along
it?
with that.
It's part of the
Just leave
the
it.
court order, the plea agreement that orders the drug and alcohol program is part of that.
Yeah, but it's the fee, but what fee does that fund go into?
Part of that.
So why is the instructor and the contractual service for the drug and alcohol program not coming out of drug and alcohol?
We reimburse out of drug and alcohol. All 3 of our accounts. Jenny could tell you the amount that comes out of drug and alcohol.
Travel and mileage.
You mean you're paying some out of general, some out of drug and alcohol? Can drug and alcohol not sustain all of the
It's
costs?
doubling, 500 to 1,000.
Of course, you got expense and mileage both. This is $3,000 together.
Well, the travel and mileage is asking to go up 500, which we just.
I was seeing the
bought a
travel
vehicle,
expenses,
so
is hotel
that
and
should go
stuff like
down,
that.
shouldn't it?
And the mileage is probably gas and mileage.
So we just leave them both, you're just,
I mean, I'd say leave the 500 we had in there last year for travel and mileage. They've used $97 of it so far. We're 9
Yeah.
months in.
See me after next week,
what's next
What's
week?
next week?
fall conference.
That's what he was saying when he was in here, that, that
I mean, if
those expenses don't
everything
come
has to be
until
by
the back half of the
July.
year.
Unfortunately, we have to budget in fall.
But we also
Winter.
bought a vehicle for the.
But yeah, just saying,
Yeah,
you
but
can't really go off what he spent to date, because he told us when he was in here that those expenditures don't come out until the latter
No,
part
I
of the
get
year.
it.
So it's not fair to say, well, you didn't spend it when you have a conference in November that
Right?
trains dolls.
That's exactly right.
The 24th.
Where's the conference at, just curious. We're going over to French Lick, that's where we can get.
Oh, that's always nice. I like that.
Yeah.
actually.
So in travel and mileage in 2024, there was $200. They used $96 of it. And then travel expenses, there was 3,000. They transferred 1,000 out. And of the 2,000, spent 1,300.
I'm guessing there'll be several of you go over
So,
there.
what was the other one?
I don't think there's a lot of wiggle room there.
Contractual services. That contractual services in 2024 was $250. And now it's $2,000. What was the other question y'all had?
Okay, so where are we at? Travel expenses 2,000, where are we at with travel and mileage? You decided?
Somebody throw out a number, what are we doing?
Can we get contractual service of 1,500 and then give him the 2,000 on travel expenses and mileage?
It's 3,000 is what he's asking for.
Oh, you're
travel.
saying down the services line of 1,500 and leave the 1,000 and 2,000?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Say that again.
He's gonna take contractual services, underline 30,100 to 1,500, and then he will have 2,000 in travel expenses and 1,000 in mileage and travel. And then the rest of those on the line are the same as he had last year.
I'm good.
Printing and advertising. I think he's asking for more this year. And repairs and maintenance.
I'm getting that. The telephone line, that's all of their phones paid. It was 36 last year, so it's 36. Printing and advertising was 750, but they transferred 459 in to make it 1209.75, and they used all of it. They used 1,200 this year, 1,500 probably fairly reasonable. They had to put money into that line, which he took out of repairs and maintenance.
I think we probably want to leave it at 15 then.
Or repairs and maintenance line, it was 500. They had to transfer that money out to cover the printing stuff. So there's only like $40 left in there, but there hasn't been any expenses out.
But don't we just give them a car, where are they gonna repair and maintenance the car from?
Right. I mean, I think that's probably gotta be.
Unless we wanna be in a position where a car isn't maintained and repaired, and then we have to look at buying
Just
another.
oil changes and stuff like
Well,
that.
that's fuel too.
No, that should be under travel and mileage. Fuel should. Refunds, what's refunds?
Whenever people get, like, if you get put on probation here and then move somewhere else, they take that money that you paid in and move it to somewhere else or something like that.
Shouldn't that be probation user fees? Doesn't
It's
the money-
always on there. I mean, it's not been used, but it's here.
Like, for instance, if
What are you
order-
refunding? Probation user fees? That's the way
If
you
you
would
order the
explain it.
drug and alcohol program, and that, sometimes they take that fee out of bond. And then the person will come into the office and be like, I live in Jackson County. So we transfer them to Jackson County, but we didn't give them the drug and alcohol program, and so we're gonna keep $400 that came out of bond, so we have to refund it.
You explained that last time, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Was that?
In the past, that's been quite a bit.
Well, I get that, but I just wanna make sure it's
Coordination,
being so, I mean, if those fees are going from bond into drug and alcohol, the refund should come from drug and alcohol, not general fund. Does that make sense? So that's why I wanna know where those funds are coming from that you're refunding.
Right.
Do you know?
Those are paid from the offender out of bond to the clerk's office, and that'll go
And go
into
to the
probably
general.
general fund.
Okay.
We don't have like,
I mean, it should go to probate.
we don't have three different things that money's just coming out all the time. There's 4 times a year or twice a year where money is reimbursed from those 3 funds to county general in large amounts.
Without appropriation or resolution by the council? You can't move before, you can do reimbursements between funds. You can't move between funds without this body saying it's getting moved.
And this
So-
body-
We leave it.
That's why,
and This body did that, I don't know, however long ago.
That's why, and okay, but
25 years.
I think you've heard me say, if you watched any of the meetings, we're trying to clean it up. It's not been done correctly. So I guess that's why I'm asking the questions, because I've never seen
Like,
this body transfer money.
like out of the probation user fee, there'd be 110 come out of that at some point in the year.
Well, I
I
mean,
think it's
those,
twice.
do you agree, Jen, that those need to come through this body, right? Because it's fund of, you can't move money fund to fund. You could probably do a reimbursement, but it has to be approved by the council. So we need to make sure we're doing that, because that's why I'm asking the questions. I have no idea where your money's going, what's coming in, what's going out. Seems to me, if someone is paying you probation user fees out of their bond, that should go into the probation user fee fund. And then if they then later move to a different county and part or all of those user fees don't get expended by us, it should come out of the probation user fee and be refunded. But I mean, as long as it's only in one line, I don't know what else to do. I like to keep, because of paperwork purposes, I like not to reimburse funds. They should be going into the right buckets when they come in, you know. So if the bond is being used, that the court has to order the bond released. So if the court orders the bond released by the clerk to probation user fees, to pay probation user fees, that should be going in the probation user fee fund, no other fund. And then if they move, that should be refunded out of that fund. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Or am I talking,
But if you refund it out of that fund and then reimburse the county at a later time, then you've done it twice.
what are we reimbursing the county for? You could look at me and say, oh, well, I'm just saying the clerk is ordered, right? So the court order should say, the clerk is to release the bond to pay probation user fees. You're telling me you have a fund that's called probation user fees, and the state statute requires you to have that fund.
Right.
So when the clerk says the $5,000 bond for John Doe is hereby released by the clerk to be paid for probation user fees, that clerk should be telling the auditor that money gets deposited in fund probation user fee.
Right.
Your probation user comes in and says, hey, I'm moving to Jackson County. I want to transfer my probation. You agree, court signs off on it. You utilize $10 out of $500, right, of user fees. So you want to transfer the remaining $490. That should be come out of the probation user fee fund to go to Jackson County, because that's where the money should have went in. There shouldn't be any moving between
We
funds.
utilize $10 out of the 500.
Okay, if you use zero, 500 needs to go out of probation user fees to Jackson County.
So if you do that and take that out,
Yeah.
and you still reimburse 110,
What are we reimbursing 110 for?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
I'm saying where the money is supposed to go in, it should only be coming out of that fund too. I don't understand why we're doing these transfers and reimbursements, and if it's a probation user fee that's
Because
paid.
all of the budget, I guess, comes out of county general. And then the 3 accounts that we have reimburse the county general $190,000 every year.
That's the way it's been done. It may not be right,
That's
so
what
I
it's
mean,
always
we have to clean out.
Yeah,
That's something.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to understand. I'm not asking because,
That's what I inherited.
I'm not asking to be difficult. I'm asking to understand, because things are not being done, have not been historically in the past. I mean, we've got a department that just has funds that they just spend out of without an appropriation or a budget for, which is illegal. So those kind of things, I want to ask the questions and get it done correctly. So 10 years from now, when we're all gone, this county's running correctly and we're not getting, a surprise inspection by the ISP because one of our office holders was doing something wrong. So let's look into that and see how those reimbursements are going. And if there's a.
What's the equipment line for? $3,500 a year.
That's what I mentioned in the budget hearing that Andrew told us to ask for.
For the computers, but we don't have.
And we bought
computers
your
now.
own
Copier.
computer. Okay,
The copier.
We got a copier that's about to give up the ghost.
gotcha.
So am I at 19 on, 3?
All right.
And then, thank you. And then we're doing 3,500 on equipment. Where did we lose 500?
Because I took the 500 out of the.
No, but it should have still equaled out to the same thing, right?
No, because we kept the travel expenses and travel mileage the same. I took 500 out of contractual services. And they.
Okay, so that put it off 500. And are you gonna do 3,500 on that copier?
Yes.
Okay. So what I come up with on the total out of general, and Jennifer, are we gonna get the other 2 funds?
Yes, I'll have to kind of go put something in together on that one.
Because again, I don't know what's been happening with those funds, but judging from this conversation, I don't know that they've been done right. Have they been budgeted and appropriated before?
Not in the past.
They have to be, they're not in that, I mean, I gave you that list, that statute. Here's what doesn't have to be appropriated and budgeted, everything else has to. So they have to be appropriated and budgeted. And I think maybe that's where the disconnects and his frustration is he doesn't understand. Those have to be appropriated and budgeted. So we need those.
What do you have on the first line?
I have, a total of 601,235. I have 566,635.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
What you got on the total?
On personal services,
No,
566.
it's the total of 600.
Oh, 601,235 out of general. But you have to remember, guys, what he's saying is that general fund is getting reimbursed from probation user fees and the drug court services, then that's really not, that's gonna come back. I don't agree with that way of doing things, because what needs to happen is, like, it just makes no sense to me. I mean, if that's the way we wanna do it, I don't think there's anything wrong transferring that, reimbursing that money as long as it comes through this body. But if we're paying $110,000 out of those funds and just reimbursing general,
We don't know.
that means that general, it's almost a nightmare to count, right? Because then we're not really appropriating 601, we're appropriating 601, but then we're getting 110 back. So we're really only appropriating 490. Like, that just makes it unclean to me. If your bond is gonna be used for probation user fees, it should go on probation user fees. And then if it gets refunded because you move somewhere else, the refund should come out of probation user
You
fees.
had 600.
This is making it an accounting nightmare, honestly, because you don't know
235.
where the money's going. 601,235, I'm sorry, I'm just still on my, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the way we're doing it, other than the money's not being appropriated. I just think it seems like an accounting nightmare to me, because that 110, how are we accounting for that? What is it for? What did we get it from? What are we spending it on? I don't know how he sends the reimbursement request to you, I don't know. But I do know it has to be, you can't move between those funds without this body, and I do know it has to be appropriated. I'm positive about this.
A lot.
I don't know what the answer is to the rest, but we'll figure that out.
Probation.
Prosecutor, are we gonna,
Probation's going up a lot, you all understand that, right?
probation what?
It's going up a lot from 25 to 26.
What do you mean?
I mean, what's on the board, it's 583,000.
Well, what went up? Just the 583 to 601. The only line item that should have went up, I mean, the things went down.
Longevity.
Longevity and, well, the 3,500 in equipment. Where are we at? Can you go into that probation user fee and that drug and alcohol fund?
And did you write down to fund that open PO? That's 64,000.
Well, it's already done this year at 58,473, and that's what it was this year. We didn't add the new secretary. Are my numbers off?
Something's off, cause I'm getting 600,735.
Add this up, 566,635,
All right.
11,600, is that right? Cause we went down from 11,9 to 11,6. Okay. And then on 3, I have 19,000 even. And then on equipment, I have 3,500.
600,000, 735.
600,000,
735. Minus 5.
This is why. we're doing it together, but what's the difference from last year?
$17,000 increase from last year to this year, and that.
But nothing,
Out of general.
I mean, the only thing it could be would be this, that 5,800 was longevity,
Close to 6,000.
that's 5,800. So that still only gets us to 12,000.
Yep.
But if you look where so the salaries that we were given that were on the salary ordinance, are those what we had? I'm seeing that your guys' appropriation is less than what is on the salary ordinance. So that could,
Like that one open PO slot, the number he gave is the exact number that was wrote down here, and he said it's all up 10%. So is that up 10% or is that?
No, I had 58,473 was what was appropriated last year for that
Yeah.
position. And they've used 33,000 of it.
So, I mean, you had one at 56,000 and one at 58,000. I have no idea how to know if they're right or not. But I can just tell you, minus the $5,800, you're talking
Well,
seven.
printing and advertising last year was only
And if you
750,
go-
but we
when I
moved
pulled
it
up
around.
24, this drastically changed. I mean, it is creeping up fast.
Well, I'd like to see those other two funds.
All right, give me just a second.
No, you're fine.
But when this was up a second ago, that's $562,000. Now you're over 600,000.
Was these stipends added?
It's only $5,000 and those are ones that they should get by policy.
I'm just telling you what I see. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to figure out where the difference is because the only thing they asked more for was the extra secretary that they didn't have last year. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve the extra secretary. Longevity, which was 1,200 versus 5,800. Postage, which I think was 300 last year and we have it at 600 this year.
Well, in 24,
Travel and mileage is at 500 and printing and advertising, we moved from a different
in
line.
24, office supplies was at 3,000. Class supplies was 1,000. It's 1,500 now. Home monitoring supplies was 500. It's at $1,000 now. The lab and expert witness.
That's not what I have. Home monitoring supplies last year and what I'm showing is $1,000.
That's this year.
No, I'm looking at the fund last year that Kinley gave us in this book.
25.
That's 25.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking at 24 up
I'm
here.
sorry.
That's what I'm saying, like everything in this is creeping up
Little by little each year.
every year. And
But we
like
kept things the same this year except
contractual
for,
services was only
Travel.
$250 and it's $2,000, which we lowered it to 1,500, but that stuff is
well, and that's why I want to look at those
Yeah.
other two funds, because why are we not appropriating stuff for drug and alcohol out of drug and alcohol fund?
let's go look.
I don't understand. I mean, I want to check the statutes and stuff, but, what can be appropriated, but I would think that would be
Do we
appropriate.
have any idea what they are called? Anybody?
No idea. I would think probation user fee fund would be probation
There's
user
one of
fees.
them, Drug and alcohol.
Yeah, probably.
Probation admin.
Drug and alcohol.
That's
I mean,
it.
if we need to do any cutting right now, it's the time to do it.
Let me get out my handy Indiana code.
Well, there's probation user fees has $82,000 in it.
And what has come out of that?
Their car that they bought for $33,000. Wait, this is, that ain't gonna be current because I changed the date.
A juvenile court. So,
25.
so this is weird. So we can take 3% and put it in the general fund?
There's about $100,000 in probation user fees right now. And he does transfer 110,000 in like January, looks like, to the general fund is what it does in that one. This one, they transfer 60,000. There's about 38 in it right now. This one is the same one, I think. No, that's a different one. Probation informational something. Looks like we don't use it. There's 30,000 sitting in it. This one gets 20,000 out of admin fee and 27 in it right now.
Well, is that adults and juveniles both going in there or just adults?
I don't know the answer to that.
Because there's different statutes, one for adults and one for juveniles.
I don't know.
Whenever a person's probation, if a clerk of court conducts the probation user fees, she can keep not more than 3%, and deposit into the clerk's record perpetuation fund. If requested to do so by the auditor, city fiscal officer, or town fiscal officer, may not transfer more than 3% of the fee to the auditor, who shall put it in the general fund. So you could keep 3% of every probation user fee and put it in the general fund.
Whilst you're not doing nothing.
In addition to any other conditions of probation, the court shall order each person conviction, monthly
It
probation
wasn't
fee.
showing the receipts, so the probation user fees has $187,000, $188,000 in it right now. The drug and
The
alcohol.
fiscal body shall.
$71,000.
The probation department or the clerk shall collect the administrative fees before collecting any other fees. All money collected by the probation department or the clerk under this section shall be transferred to the county treasurer, who shall deposit the money into the county supplemental adult probation services fund. The fiscal body of the county shall appropriate money from the county supplemental adult probation services fund to the circuit superior court or municipal court, and supplement the salaries of probation officers. And it really doesn't say, I'm not too a part that says what we do with the probation user fees, other than they have to be appropriated. And that the clerk can take 3% for her perpetuation fund, and she can take up to 3% and put it in the general fund.
It's a total 6%.
Talks about the supplemental, we can use what's transferred into the supplemental adult probation services fund can be used for certain things, but I haven't found anything else.
Well, he's roughly sitting on about $329,750 right now. So
Can we transfer that
That's-
into the general fund?
that's the
then?
only reason that I'm saying these
Hey.
little increases of things that were like
That's not up to this
$250
body, that's up
2
to
years ago
Jennifer.
are
It says
now
the auditor
$2,000.
Can do it.
It's hard to stomach because you've got that amount of money here. So I'm not trying to be hard nosed on any one department more than the other. I'm just trying to do something reasonable and looking.
Pull some of his budget out of these funds, so we don't have to take it out of the general.
I don't know about that. It's a headed question.
That's what I'm looking for. I mean, I don't know that it's something I can answer on the spot. Because when you look at the probation user fee, it doesn't really say, I'm not at the part of the statute where it says what can it be used for, other than part of it goes into the adult probation supplemental user fund. Is that what that fund is in all intents and purposes? Because if that's it, it doesn't look like there's a restriction other than you can use it, we can appropriate it.
There's a probation user's fee, a drug and alcohol,
Yeah, I got
probation
that.
informational adjustment.
Look
I don't
and
know what
see
that
if
is,
there's a,
and probation admin fee.
administrative fee.
Which gets about $20,000 a
Where was I
year.
looking?
So really, we get about 180,000 a year reverts back to,
County Supplemental Adult Probation Services Fund. It says all money collected by probation or the clerk under this section, which is probation user fees, shall be transferred to the county treasurer, who should deposit the money
190.
into the County Supplemental Adult Probation Services Fund. Do we have a county adult probation? Because, I mean, that's where it says this probation user fee is supposed to go, right? In addition to person. Okay, I mean, it's something I can definitely look at more in depth. I'm not gonna get a
Right.
answer here because it's several pieces of code I wanna look at. But I mean, I don't know, like the drug and alcohol, there is a drug, I just see the drug and alcohol statute.
But I'm just like, you're taking $3,500 for a printer, and you got 300 grand. It's a little hard to stomach out of the general fund that could help other people. Or,
33,
you know,
37.
some of this stuff for travel and training, and why couldn't some of that come out of these fees and things?
Court fees.
Because that would free up money in general and use up some of this stuff.
Well, that's,
Even if we can't use it in his fund, if it helps the clerk or something like that, any other entity in the courthouse that it can help. So we don't have to take it out of general or lit or any of the rest of them.
But that was the only thing I was bringing up by even mentioning the way that budget's creeping up.
well, if he's,
I mean, I see where the fund's created for countermeasures. I don't see where it describes what it can be used for. And I see where all of them are, it just doesn't say what it can be used for, and I don't wanna use it for impermissible purpose.
No, I don't either, but I mean, I would like to use the funds, they're
Distribution.
just sitting there.
Okay. I'll email myself to look up use for probation user fees. Jennifer, don't they give that auditor a handbook of the different funds and what they can be used for and all that?
I was looking stuff up last night on that and finding things and going from there. So,
Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Okay, move on. I mean, for now, we can do it out of general until we get, I mean, there's money in those funds. What's coming out of those? Other than a reimbursement?
I don't think, I'm speaking off the top of my head, I don't think anything's been spent out. I think they just use those to revert back to refund the general.
That's all I see is.
Refund the general, what though? What are we refunding the general? Reimbursing the
They
general
reimburse that.
for some of these funds out of, for some of the expenditures out of general?
What's come out of general, yeah, and then whatever they collect, they're pushing it back over to general
All of it?
instead of.
We're only allowed to do 3%. Okay, all right, I'll look into it. I wanna get the right answer. So I can't get the right answer while we're all sitting there staring at me, and I don't have a computer. I got a little mini,
Wouldn't stir you.
Paige might have that answer off the top of her head, honestly. Chris must be knowing that we're getting ready to talk about probation, because he texted me and said, I'm upstairs if you need me. I think it is helpful though, because I don't know about you guys, but can you remember what we talked about a week and a half ago after
With every,
4 days of 8-hour meetings? You get,
not with everybody that came in. I mean, I tried to make
Fatigue.
some notes, but.
I do too, but I
All
can't
right.
remember everything.
So prosecutor is one of those that we fund out of a bunch of different buckets too, so he's got several of them listed out here, I think, as the way we funded them kind of last year. I need to go add local or one more thing. I think that's his. The chief trial deputy prosecutor was 95,025. The one is vacant, we're just holding it open right now. The secretary was 2 of them, I think.
Now, there's some that I know are partial. Some of them are paid out of child support and the general fund and other funds to make up their whole. It's sort of like, in towns where you have a utility and somebody works half
Yeah.
the time for the town and half for the utility.
You
So you
still
might
have
see
the
multiple.
salary one?
Because I know Necum is paid 20 out of general, 20 out of
Yeah,
lit, 20 out of, is it 40?
40.
Yeah.
And your salary.
And that's what this deputy prosecutor the supplements are,
That's what.
It's in the back of your book too.
supplementing other funds.
Secretary Bowles should be, does it show you on there what the Secretary Bowles out of the prosecutor office?
I just have 1, 2, and 3.
Alright, they're all the same?
41.5, yeah.
41,521
What
is
was
what I
their
see.
salary at 25?
Are there two that are the same?
37,746.8,
37,
746.8.
So 37,747, be easy.
Yeah.
And then paralegal Combs, I think she gets some out of general.
She gets some out of some other tickets.
It was 26,000 is what was in 25 out of general.
Okay, I'm not seeing it paralegal.
Special assistant. That
paralegal.
was 28,849.
So, did you say Combs? Paralegal Combs, but then there's Assistant Secretary Combs that's getting 12,500 out of 4D.
Yeah.
So 12,500 plus whatever's out of general.
So the secretary would be 37.
Yeah.
For someone, you're making my head hurt. She makes a total annual salary of 2281 an hour is all it has. Part-time and hourly. Combs is 2281. Oh, I know. I got a headache.
On, what was Nickam, what's her salary?
Neckens is 104, for
No.
2026, they're asking for 104, 51584.
How would we
What was
figure out what it was?
2025?
I'm thinking, let's see, would that be the 95?
She makes as much as the first trial deputy.
95
I've got 95,014.4,
for two of them?
yeah, times 2.
Okay. So Keesler and
Chief
Needham were,
Trial deputy prosecutor and the deputy prosecutor.
So it's 95 what?
So we gotta come up to 95, so we got 20 here
Yeah.
and then the rest out of the back, I think, with 20 out of it, that'd give us
did
40.
he make it 30? Did he provide it in thirds?
35.
Most of hers, 54,000 of hers came out of child support. So 54, take, 90, divide 40, or 54,000. Okay, I'm gonna definitely,
I just need to know what to put.
I'm trying to get where they're at.
I'm gonna
50.
skip on down. Longevity, I'd say leave it at 4,200 because it was 38,900 before, so I'm sure some people probably went up. Victims assistant was 2,500, and they spent pretty much 2,500. We'll leave it there. Investigation assistance is 1,500. They transferred $50 out to victim assistance. Spent pretty much the rest of it, so I would say leave it at 15,
What do you got, 15?
1,500.
You're leaving those deputies, right?
Investigation assistance.
How about the victim assistance? You get that,
Yeah, leave it at 2,500.
I'm sorry, Marcus.
You're good. Office supplies was 4,500 last year. They've got $900 left, and you're asking for 5,000.
I would probably be just fine on it when you get done.
50, 60, 94. So he's short
How much?
1,014.
5.
Miller said 5,000.
All right.
Fuel,
I had a highlight on that. Do you want to go down on that or?
yeah, because fuel was $2,000 last year, and they've only used $300 of it.
Yeah, then he's got a new building too, so.
So I would say if we went to, what do you guys think, 2,500?
Nice number.
Nice number. It shouldn't need much, I mean, it's a new car,
25?
25 sold.
I think that 97 is
Depositions was 2,000 last year, and they've spent all of it. Actually, there's like $20 sitting in there, so. 2,500. lab service expert was 1,000. They didn't spend any of it last year.
Awesome.
That's one of them things when it's needed, it's needed.
Yeah.
Like we talked earlier,
When they come in,
yeah,
postage,
probably saving money if it's not being used.
500, and they use about $75 in it, so leave it at 500. Library expense was 1,000. They spent 579. There's $400 in it. Stay with 1,000.
Yeah.
Heather probably understands it, that's just,
What's that?
is that what we used to replace the old law books with, now it's just.
Library expenses, yeah, but they could also,
Gotta have it, I think, don't they?
well, you don't have to have the physical books.
Yeah.
But I think that if you're getting like, you need to have like Lexis and Nexus, you need to have some, if it's electronic, I would consider that your library. I pay, just to give you an idea, I'm one person and I only get state, like statutes and case law. I have to pay astronomically if I need something outside of the state of Indiana, like if I'm practicing in Kentucky or something. And I pay $230 a month
Yeah.
for just Westlaw access. Now, the courts and the public defenders get a very, very much reduced rate, but I could see it costing $100 a month, and,
It's a whole lot better than having all them books, I think.
those books cost you $1,000.
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's-
Judge Cody would not go to electronic, and I think they were spending
My nail, my.
tens of thousands of dollars on books every year. Yes, and then Judge Brown came in and was like, I don't need these books. So
Every time.
it saved a lot of money on that. But
That's what
But then your mental health evaluations went up because Lifespring started doing them, so it
Yes.
doesn't really save money.
His cell phone line went up, but he bought the iPad. He said really helped him. It went up like $300. So.
And that's always helpful too. You guys see how much I'm on my
4,500.
phone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I should have brought my iPad because it's hard to find things on a little phone. So it probably does help.
That's it in his general side.
So let's go
Yeah,
back to the-
I do have a big iPad, but it's hard, it's
What'd you
distracting.
come up with on Nickums?
On Nikom, I basically just flushed it out that about 57, it made no sense to me because 54,000 plus the 220s don't equal up to the 95. So out of 4D, I put 54,160, out of general 20,000, and out of lit 20,000. Keep the numbers the same out of
General and
those.
lit 20.
Yes.
So we can do.
And then the 54, like, I think I did 54, 160 instead of 54, to make sure it covers all of that. I don't know where he took the extra 1,006 or 160 or whatever this year, but whatever. He was short a bit. I probably don't need to be dealing with numbers right now, though, I'll be honest with you. Haven't had a breathing treatment. I'm supposed to have 4 times a day, and I'm tired. That's true. And then my lungs, it's in my throat.
Nah.
I have my lung x-ray. Would you like to see it? It was perfect.
That's what I was.
You get a lot of sympathy in there, don't you?
My lung x-ray was perfect. And my CAT scan, my lungs were perfect too.
And my cat said I'm good to play.
Yep,
All right,
yep, they did.
top line,
All right there, Hemlock.
253,
What was his name? The big fat guy.
543. Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. There you go. All right, Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
That was a good movie.
What'd you say it was, JR, 253?
543.
Out of general?
No, I wish.
Oh, okay.
That's the top line.
Oh, 253. Say again.
543.
And you get the ones on the
I
back.
told you I'm getting tired. I probably should go take a nap before our meeting tonight because I probably be. And what's really scary is that Zach's out of town and here. And Zach's the adult in there. Office supplies, you were at 7,500.
That's not bad.
Next to be calling out the wrong letters.
Where are we at?
I have no idea.
Total general when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
270, 543.
270,
543. Again, not nitpicking, but that budget's going up from 252 last year.
and we cut it from,
330.
331, yeah.
I'm just
270 what?
543.
We'll go on that next.
In the lit,
I'll be okay.
the vacant prosecutor, I think we zeroed it out. The other one is Hall, he was 79,000 last year.
That was 20, so.
And then the one that's 104, we can zero that out, because we put it in general.
Which one?
The one that's at 104,000 on lit, we can take it out. Or,
Wait a minute.
let me ask, does it make more sense to put that prosecutor in, which is gonna be better, to have the $95,000 one in general or lit?
Lit,
Otherwise, we're at like 99,000, about $100,000.
Probably, depending what we put in lit public safety, we're gonna have about 39, about 2.8 million to allocate out of public safety to break even. We're only starting the year out of public safety with 40,000. And we're only expected to bring in 2.7 million. So 2.75 is what we'll have. So it depends on what else we're taking out. If we're not taking out the sheriff's out of that and we're putting the sheriff in a bond fund, probably, depending on who else is taking out of public safety.
911 and EMS, if you fund that.
As long as we don't go over 2.7 million total,
So
we should be fine.
At 99,000 right now.
Is that the way you read this?
Or is it 99?
39,000 beginning of the year, plus we're gonna get 2.7 million. She has us in the negative. We've requested 5.9, there have been $5.9 million in requests out of that fund for the 2.7 million we're bringing in.
Yeah,
So we definitely, I think most of that's probably the sheriff.
so we'll leave him at 99 for now.
We'll leave him in 1,000 instead of in special, public safety.
I just leave it with the ones that's in here for right now. We can always move it.
Oh, you mean the lit?
Yeah.
But are you gonna take the Kieslers out of
Out of
general?
general.
So we're gonna so what's the new number on general with the 95,000 taken out?
No, I'm leaving the 95 in general.
Okay, and
Only paying Hall and Nickham out of lit is what we're saying for now.
you're not gonna do the general, the vacant one?
No,
Okay.
Right. Cut yourself, we stole.
And what was haul out, you said?
Hall is 79,000.
Even?
Yeah.
And then we're leaving Nico's 20,000 in there.
Yeah.
So that means 99. Do not let me do math in my head, especially.
What are we at? Motivation at?
$99,000. So that's all that's coming out of lit. Special, public safety is 99,000.
Now, let me ask this crazy question.
Oh,
Say we do the bond, we free up some money in lit public safety. Does probation fall under that envelope that we could put their money in that if we had freed up money there to leave general better?
I just had this conversation yesterday and the answer is I cannot.
I don't think we can, the way it's.
I don't think we
advertised,
can. No, well, no,
I mean, you can move it later on.
no, but we can move it later on.
But I'm just saying that's $600,000 you could move if they fell in that group of saying they're under public safety for
I
lit.
think that this, I'm trying to remember what the discussion I had yesterday. I think that public safety lit does not include probation.
Okay.
But as I said, I'm not looking at the statute. I don't want to give you a,
That's fine. I just was thinking
I'm out.
outside the
lit
box.
public safety, 3.6.
Prosecutor violence against women.
Police and law enforcement system, firefighters, emergency ambulance service, and emergency medical service, a probation department of a court. Means public safety, but that's not what we can use the tax for yet. We're not there.
So who's the domestic violence prosecutor?
I have no idea. I don't do any criminal
Well,
in Scott
I
County.
mean, there's another $35,000 there.
Adopting a rate.
It would be
Effective
comfortable.
date.
You take,
Oh, yeah, that's the one that we're doing, the one that's vacant.
not Combs, but
That's a criminal prosecutor.
11,120 for this, well,
I think that's a,
that would be Nick, but
well, that's what I'm wondering.
it's vacant.
she said she got paid out 4 different accounts, so right now we only have 3.
So then we could take the 20,000 out of general and give her the, and then only put, I mean, if you
Just
took,
Nick, that's who it is.
Not for sure.
because if you have 54 in child support, we gotta get to 95. You add 35 more out of this. 35, 377.
Is this for public safety?
And you're at 89, 377 minus 95,000. You only need $5,600 more to make up her salary. If you did these two, then put $5,600 in lit or general and delete the other two. Does it make sense, Heather?
No, I was not listening. I'm trying to figure out.
You're throwing more at you. So in child support, you got 54,000 for the nickel. Then under domestic violence prosecutor, there's $35,000. Then if you,
I don't think, that doesn't say it's for Necum.
Yeah, it is the same line, same number.
11. Yeah, it's not in here. This is.
That would be over her funding.
or you can lower the other funding in general and lit quite a bit.
I don't think it's the same person. Would you like me to have,
It has to either be Keesler, Hall, or Nickham. Those are the
or it
only
could have a
three
part-time prosecutor. What do we
They
have?
don't.
Jennifer, on the salary ordinance, what do we have as far as prosecutors?
Here's Nick and here.
It says public safety.
303.
You've got a chief trial deputy, you got a deputy prosecutor, you've got a prosecutor secretary, 1, 2, 3, assistant prosecutor secretary,
That's it.
second deputy prosecutor, 4D, 4D clerk administrator, an investigator, and then a part-time clerk that looks like it might not have been funded.
Here's what I'll say. I don't practice in the criminal courts. I don't have anything to do with Chris's office. I don't have, I mean, I could tell you in the courts what goes on, but I don't have a good handle on how many prosecutors he has assigned to what. So I would ask Chris down here to
He
make
just
sure we
asked
get.
Chris.
I was gonna
So
say,
it is-
I don't wanna say, yeah, defund that,
It
or
is,
move 20,000 and then Necum.
so it is,
Okay, so if we took 54 out of 4D,
and
and she's
30,
only 95,
35 here, you only need 5,000 more.
So you take that out,
Yeah.
and just cancel general.
that makes sense. Yes, I'm tracking what you say now, if that's true.
Criminal prosecutor.
So cut the 20 completely out
General.
of,
Hey,
If she's gonna get paid,
but
if she's gonna get paid out of it.
it says
no,
public
cut it
safety.
completely out of lit, and then drop it down to like 6,000 in general, and that would cover all of it.
I'd take 79,000 and then take.
I'm gonna take a little small break into the back and smoke a cigarette, because all I'm here is a dispatch.
Sorry.
It piques my interest too much, and
It's-
I'm gonna read while I'm
Somebody,
doing all of that. I'm gonna
somebody
write
got a
it
gas
down.
line down the street
We'll
here.
just ask.
How far did
Thanks,
street
Greg.
here?
It's not, it's far enough.
14, so if we
Because I
have
can't
270, 14, that takes us to
Yeah.
56,
Yeah,
543.
especially
General.
in today's times, being short
Now, taking
staffed.
that, we take that.
Always scary.
Maybe 6,000.
Sounds too bad, I gotta go.
$4
Hopefully next
That
month.
still gives her 95, right?
Start actually, yeah, start breaking ground. for the
How many you got,
family.
54?
Head out
It will.
child support, domestic violence, West out general.
Work
Yeah.
that down.
So that's fine. So we
Just
just
add
want
City
to
Hall on the
save
left,
us
that
money
grass
in lit and general.
lot.
And then just approve
You don't have
the
a city
domestic
parking lot?
violence one as it is.
There's a grass lot just to the north of it that the members of the fire department's own
So
for
we
years.
do the Nick on,
And
on
we're deeding it over to the
the
city.
lit, and that takes that boat down second line.
It's 45 with that deed. And then child support, I'd say let it be.
Oh.
Yeah, if you had city.
Well, we gotta
That's
change.
parking lot on the left. It'd be the grass lot right past, where those police cars sit on the back row, the back bumpers.
Yeah, so we gonna do that.
over.
Three,
Don't look real big, but
3,
when you start kind of measuring, put the building on it, it's actually bigger.
There's gonna be that one's approved here.
So you still gonna have the old
The
one?
secretaries, we just need to take them back down to their.
The city's gonna own it, I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
I don't think they know yet what they're gonna do with
Which is what,
it.
30?
Different ideas.
That's probably 75-year-old.
37.
Ask Bob
3722.
help build it.
37,
The late
746.
40s. We moved in the late 60s.
87, 747.
85. I'm like, now I'm in there, you know.
37, 747.
But it's service purpose.
37.
The 5,000 Chevy Cruze that stays there comes out of that. The 12.5 attorney
Yeah, we
supplement.
moved in at 68.
I'm not sure what that's for, but I'd say just leave it.
Who's the missing in there?
But that you use what you know, warehouse type.
Yeah.
But his is 28 here. What did he take out of general?
It's coming in the wall.
It's McDill, 28, 840 now, is what came out of general.
They probably repaired it.
You're supposed to be nice all the development.
Hey, Jennifer, do you have that salary ordinance next to you? Under prosecutor, there's one that says like assistant to prosecutor or investigator. It's the McDill's his name, but
Okay, I've got an investigator and I've got a part-time clerk.
investigator, what's that one?
That used to be, I think, Isaac Comer.
Yeah, it was. What's the amount?
Oh, the amount, I'm sorry, 49,732.80.
49, 722,
732.
30.
So we get paid out. And
So we're taking 28, 849.
When you did that,
Out of general, so
I don't see that. I don't see it.
Shit right here, it's 11,401.
we'll change that one to 20,883.
So you gotta take 10% off that too. So we'll have
20,883, what he needs back there.
A couple days over there.
883.
We're all right with that.
Sleeping
Longevity.
quarters. Somebody just want to have to
That's
call.
Secretary of State.
Is that true?
But no, the very,
Yeah, 1850.
but the upstairs is finished right now. It's
Office
I had
supplies.
on that and ground expense on that.
Office supplies.
What I had.
I tried to find this somehow. I don't know what it's listed.
Yeah, and that's initially didn't have that.
we stand.
Child support.
Child support.
50 years.
I think it's under like 4D. Oh,
50 years, this state's up here, 50 years. We're pushing 30 and then one out by one. So at the end of the day, we need to get that 50 or plus. So where we're gonna be in 2075.
Can we do this next time? We didn't require. It's not tax given.
It's got 2 drive-through bays, and 2.
Well, you're in that chair, you're never for more company.
We'll have 2,
Come have that main.
yeah, we'll have our engines facing main, but then we'll have to pick up truck and
Trailers
trailers.
down space that we had recliners.
Well,
Yeah, that was nice.
Take a break.
You'll push one up. Remember we had one
That's
on
up to insurance reasons.
I had one there back there. Some of them.
I think a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah, because,
9/11 had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were broke.
You lean back in, you might be leaning on the way back.
I don't remember much last year's budget. I
Yes,
was-
no, it's pretty simple. It's not
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
and fancy.
I'll say you hadn't been out.
Service.
I don't know where it's at, to be quite honest with you, the deal will work it out.
I think it's under 40.
There's one for foster care,
There's all the budget down there.
county 40 and 39.
You come together and you take a break out for a second. Start.
What are you looking for?
Maybe he's gonna get the best of it.
Where the child support's listed in this fund because they didn't put the fund number at the top.
Is that the 1,006.60?
I'm thinking it's listed under 4D, which I might have it here if I do. What's this one? That's pre-trial diversion.
Oh, that's on there.
Here's the 4D incentive. There's that violence against women that was 38 last time. Victim advocate. The office supplies I see in there, John, was $1,000 in 25.
Notice that she's been, I think he said we could take office supplies and travel expense out of this one. I thought he said, because I got it in my life for some reason.
I mean, the only thing with that is it's like child support stuff, but
It's not down the $1,000.
it ain't really helping us any. I'd rather spend it out of there than I would out of general.
You just want to knock it back down to
Let me see
$1,000.
if I can, hang on, let me pull up a cash ledger. See if it'll show me what's in there.
Go put sleeper quarters up here.
Yeah, I think right here, that.
I think.
I'll spot it.
You're not
That's
gonna
what's 15.
They've
They've only spent
never come down.
$46 there. But this
And
is.
she explained to me that's
It's 120 grand.
1.8.
I'd much rather use office supplies out of that than out of county general.
In 2000.
Hey, I'm calling that, y'all, my favorite horse, we win some, lose some, I'm calling this one win.
Okay, I have your answer.
All right.
And I texted it to you for strange. It's a prosecutor I was thinking about, we had a conversation about. So you can do police officers and law enforcement, firefighting, and fire prevention, emergency ambulance service, emergency medical service, emergency actions, probation but department of a court, confinement supervision under community corrections. There's some little caveats there, have to be convicted, all that stuff. Juvenile detention center, juvenile detention facility, the county jail, communication systems, part of a state, that is part of state 911 system, medical and health expenses for jailed inmates, and pension payments for certain, the sheriff, fire department, police department. But with the caveat, that is the fund that's very low. But if we're not putting the sheriff in it, you can move some of those around.
And that would have been my question, is if you're removing
If you're putting him in the bond
sheriff to
fund,
the bond fund.
Yeah.
And then freeing up funds, you could then move probation 600 grand to that and free up general fund by $600,000 pretty quickly.
but
Then you
remember,
could do something. with-
your lit public safety is only gonna be at about 2.7 in receipts, and we only have 39,000 in there. So you're looking at about 2.7 million, maybe
If you can be
2.75.
used for emergency stuff, can we put it toward the 911?
You can put it, it says towards the 911 system, if it's a state 911 system. And,
I think,
an emergent, when it said that part that said the emergency, that would be like if we had a tornado or something and EMA didn't have enough funds, or there was some emergency crisis that we needed to pull money from. So, I mean, that is a good source, but unfortunately, because of the agreed order in the sheriff's department this year, that public safety is down to like 39,000 projected at the end of the year. And if we're sort of saying we don't know if we can trust those numbers or not, I would zero that out and just go with what Paige says. She's always been right on about what we expect to get in a year.
right.
So I would go with the 2.7 that she has projected to come in. So don't go over 2.7, but you could put any of those things in there. And I actually had to, I was like, I know, I just had this discussion yesterday, because my best friend is, are we off the record? Since you have to, anyway, my best friend's the Floyd County auditor, and we were talking about public safety yesterday, and it was prosecutor. That's fine. It was the prosecutor that is not included in that, and we thought that was odd. Because in Floyd County, they're doing the same things, like they were told to give 5% raises, not 10, and there were some issues there with trying to do that, and we were talking about it yesterday. I had to go back through my mind and think, okay, what was I talking about? Probation, prosecutor, oh, it's prosecutor, yes. So almost anything but the prosecutor could really come out of that. Community corrections, it says could come out of that, as long as the person's convicted and stuff. The pension fund for the sheriff that's under the commissioner's, I think, budget, that could come out of that.
Right.
You'll
you'll see about 95% R's in that.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't a whole lot of D's.
Holy cow, you're right.
Yeah.
Here's another fund that
I just flipped over.
Like we don't- budget much out of.
Till you get married.
What is it?
in Bloomington.
Yeah.
We don't budget much out of this.
The 4D, well, that can
But
only do the child support offers. That's a federal fund.
yeah, that's
Um,
so what's the difference between Title 4D incentive and incentive number 2? Do you know? I
I
don't
can
know.
ask Jeff Dawson.
I just wondered, 'cause one has 151,000 and the other one has 132,000 in it.
Take if we need it.
well, I imagine that
Put it in-
Stacy Neekum is paid partially out of each fund because she only does partial work. You
Yeah,
can't,
no, I
you
agree.
have to divvy up. I mean, it can be used for non-custodial parents, location, paternity establishment, support order establishment, enforcement modification, payment collection. Anything really related to that, but I don't know why there's two funds.
Oh,
Use of 4D and federal incentive funds. Not really worried about the use. It's sort of, I know it when I see it. If it's a 4D activity, it can come out of there. So let's say that he uses 30% of his paper and his office supplies for the 4D office. He could take 30% of
Yeah.
his office supply budget out of there. But I don't know why there's two funds because there's no like statutory. I don't know if they were created at different times or.
I'm not certain.
Could you text Chris and ask him why there are two 4D funds? Or if you were already texting with him, but I can ask him, are they just both two 4D incentive funds?
one is called 4D incentive, and then there's another one that's prosecutor 4D incentive 2, number 2. Just was wondering.
And I know he uses Maximus, he and the judge do. Michelle and I use Dawson. And with that, I know we've got to send ledgers every month to let them know what we've spent so they can take a percentage of
Because
that.
4D, if I remember correctly, is a federal, it's not a state
I
grant.
think it's-
So there's a lot more strings, I believe, attached to that.
So with this child.
So did you take
support,
Nika,
we
wait a
just
minute,
approved the rest of it.
did you take Nika down to 5,000 somewhere and leave her 50?
6,000 in general, nothing in lit,
Okay.
Took it all out of child support. and
child support and,
Putting it against balance, balance. against
Yeah.
balance.
I wonder why he had her like that. And then, well, it could be because she doesn't do,
Majority of our money comes from child support.
oh, it says the court and the clerk also have 4D funds. So one of them belongs to
clerk.
the clerk or the court, and they can use it for their, like, the clerk's office takes in child support payments. That's 4D. So they could use those funds probably. The court, I don't know what the court would use it for. I mean, there's a 4D prosecutor that's paid through, so I'm gonna say it's probably the clerk's office. We have a 4D general fund.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, we just want to do this.
so that takes
Advertising.
this down to by
That's what I think,
14,000.
Just do it as is.
Wait a minute.
What would be-
Can I get caught up for a second? So
Yeah.
275.43 out of general has now become negative 14,000, right?
256, 543.
256, and then the 20, it was become 79,000 out of lit public safety, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. And then the prosecutor violence against women was 35,376.6 plus 10, right?
Yeah.
So it's 45,376.60. Okay. And then you're on child support, which is the general fund child support. Let me look at what he's got. So he's got his pretrial version, infraction deferred, okay. So his 4D, let me ask this, the 4D, his child support that's in the general fund, do we get money in from 4D for that?
We do get reimbursed.
We get reimbursed, right? So it's not really truly out of the general fund. We probably wanna be
from what I understand, they take like all of our computers, all of our phone lines, all of that, and they take a percentage of that by how much work we do. So in a way, yeah, some of that is paid out of our general fund. That's what you used to set it,
Okay.
and it comes back.
727.
He says he's happy to come down and clarify and that he's watching. You think you're good? Okay.
Yep.
So what are we doing in the child support 4D?
What's where do you
We
want
left the
to?
secretaries down, left everybody else pretty well the same, and
Okay,
left the investigator down a little bit,
okay,
and left her.
So it should be 37,747 on the top line,
37,747.
then 5,000.
Wait a minute, out of 178, we went down to 37,000?
78. No.
I'm talking about personal
Oh,
services.
you want the total? It's 169,727.
169 or 78?
169,727 on the top.
Okay.
And that's in flip.
No, that's in.
But the
Child-
He said he's afraid that we might miss a grant that's part of
She wants
Stacy's.
On my lower.
Okay, well then you can come down and feel free to explain.
Scribble out again.
Miss a grant? How would you miss a grant?
He said it's part of Stacy's fund.
I think that's that domestic violence.
Yeah, but she's funded exactly what he requested out of that.
No, out of the my fear is that she's doing some domestic violence, some 4D,
She-
and then some general, and that's why he has 2020. But it still makes no sense to me because he has 54 and 38, which is 80, which only left 6,000 shorter for salary
Well, then
ordinance.
back here in
There's 2020.
pre-trial diversion, he's got salary supplement.
Well, the supplements, he said, are for the other deputies to get them up to their salary.
Well, then what's the other deputy prosecutor supplement of 14,000? And no, that's a different one. That is part-time help is 14,000.
We left that longevity at 1850, right? Okay. 2,000 office supplies.
Everything else is the same.
Okay, so we're at 2,000. 9,500, so what'd you get total budget of?
$178,727.
Okay, I'm trying to get back on my game, but it's after lunch and I'm tired. What that fund is that out of? General, that's another general, that's general. So
Child support?
child support, because it gets reimbursed to the general fund. We get some reimbursed, but I would put it in our number for the general fund. So the total general fund right now for the child support, without taking into account anything we get reimbursed for 4D, 178,727 plus the 256,543, 435,270 out of general. I think Mr. Owens just walked in.
Well, I was after that guy.
Mr. Owens.
To the podium.
The last person at that podium was not made happy because I asked too many questions, so we will try not to do that.
Can you state your
So-
name and spell it for the record, please?
Yeah, what's your home address, cell phone number, social security
It's,
number?
My name's on my mailbox.
So-
People told me when I first, like, it's your job, I would not put my name on my mailbox. I'm like, listen, folks, I'm too old to run. Like, if you want me, here's where I am.
So
Young
NECM,
enough point.
let's start with NECM. Her salary last year was $95,014 total. So you had her in four different places.
So she's paid, so the way it works is we have our child support money.
Yes.
She's our child, we have our first child deputy, then we have a criminal deputy prosecutor, and we have a child support criminal deputy prosecutor. And that's Stacy. And she runs our child support division essentially. And she also does criminal cases, she does all of our domestic violence cases. So she's paid for out of child support money, out of
$54,000,
out of a domestic violence grant.
$35,377.
Yeah, that's.
So that only leaves $6,000, but you had her have 40.
So here's the problem with, I think she can only get paid and I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but she can't get paid like most, out of 40. So with her salary raises, it needs to raise proportionately between the child support money
Mhm.
and then whatever the other criminal money is, because it's done by a percentage. So in other words, if, and so what I
Well,
did
you
is,
tell us.
well, what I
You
did is I
budgeted
advertise at the 10% raise. So what I don't want you to do is give like the 10% higher out of child support and then drop basically the
So what's happening is
criminal by 10%.
It's going
because that's
back
gonna
to-
mess up the numbers.
So
89,
we're taking
99,
10% out of the equation. We're going back to 25 numbers.
But you
because
budgeted her like 139,000 and you've only asked,
Yeah, it's only 95. I think, if I remember right on her, I advertised out of like some multiple places and said, you guys pick where you want to find it. But
well, that's
the
what
thing-
we're trying to do. We want to make sure,
So what I would ask is this, so if it's the same, if there's no raise, it's the same as last
we
year.
want to take as little out of general
Understood.
and public
So
safety lit.
I think the grant is what
35,000,
fund the same amount of child support as you did last year,
54.
whatever last year was. Yeah, I don't remember what I advertised this year because we did the raises, but if.
Well, you had a criminal and child support deputy at 3,839 last year out of general.
Right, and so, I think the child support needs to stay about the same percentage as it was last year for total salary.
We got her advertised at 54,000 out of child support.
And I would have probably increased that by whatever, if I advertised it with that money, so I would, whatever that was, I can pull up mine from last year.
So then we need to take 10% out of that, and then we'll have to add that instead of 6,000 in general and math.
See, I think the problem is that last year you didn't rank them like you did last year, because the only thing I can find out of the general fund last year for a child support prosecutor was $3,000.
I don't
$3,839.
know off the top of my head, I could, if she was funding out of it or not last year.
Well, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, and I know last year might have been the year that we had the spot vacant for a while too, because I think she came back to our office and said, yeah. We were without the person there for a while.
Well, the point of you doing the budget is for you to tell us so we don't screw it up. So we didn't have anything for her out of the general fund except $3,000. And this year you're asking for 54,000 of it to come out of child support general fund, 35,377 to come out of the domestic violence fund, 20,000 to come out of lit public safety, and 20,000 of it to come out of,
So what I'm saying,
the general child support.
If her salary is 95,000, right? I think the grant is the grant, so the domestic violence, that's.
31,000 something.
Yes, and then the child support needs to be what it was last year.
35,377.
So I don't have those, I don't have.
That's what I'm telling you, the child support is what it was last year, it's $3,000. That's all I show on last year's budget for that. Criminal and child support deputy appropriated $3,839. That's all.
Out of the child support fund, or that's the criminal child support deputy?
You don't have a really child support fund, it's general fund child support. Give along. General fund is 1,000, that's the general fund. You have 1,000 in location 660, which is your child support. So the general fund,
Okay.
location 660. You have a 1,000 location 9 for the prosecutor's office. Those both come out of the general fund, they're just allocated to different departments. And so the way,
But the child support gets reimbursed from but that's separate money, right? That's not really, I mean, it's not really kind of general money, it's not.
yes, but if we don't,
It's paid for from the child support.
if we give you $500,000 in that general fund child support location and we only get reimbursed 300,000, 200,000 is coming out of the general fund. So we don't know what we're getting reimbursed, but so I have to look to look at what we appropriated for her last year under the general, that's the only thing that says child support, 3,800. I mean, there's attorney supplements, there's second deputy, there's special prosecutor. So for you to say, just do what you did last year, I can't really do that. What I can do is say, okay, her salary is $95,014.40. We know 38,000 of it is coming from that domestic violence prosecutor, right? 35,377. That leaves you 59,637.40 to tell us what to do with. Do you want to leave it at 54 that you requested out of the child support location?
Because even if you don't get enough of that,
It's
just
still
gonna
going out
come
of the general fund
fund.
anyways,
So the
right?
difference comes out of the original general fund. is
So the-
way it's broke up.
The way we have it now is the 35,377 out of the domestic violence, the 54,000 you requested out of the general fund child support location, and then the
out of
remainder, which is
Yeah.
about $6,000 out of the
Yeah, I just
regular
wanted to mention, I
general
was
fund.
watching, you know,
And zero.
I told me you were on, I was watching, I was worried you were gonna fund it out of domestic violence. And I
No,
was like,
no, we
don't
are.
lose that grant.
It's
That's the
good.
problem.
But we zeroed out the request from lit public safety. Does that make sense now? Does that make sense?
And one thing about it, Chris, we got names with these, last year, all we had was 1, 2, 3 deputies. We
Yes.
don't have no names.
So
This year we got
I
names.
submit them like this, so I'm using the same form that's been used for, and so I have the president's name, I think last year's retyped. Because I remember a couple of meetings, sit down, and I was like, oh man, I always use these names to figure out what's what, and they weren't on there for me.
This is not better than what we had last year.
Well, so also, while we have you down here, the next one we're on is pre-trial diversion, right? We're done with general.
We're done.
So pre-trial diversion, you have those 2 supplements. Who are those supplements for?
One is for.
You have one, actually, deputy prosecutor, 5,000.
That's my
Amanda.
chief deputy.
Okay. And
That's
you
the-
said that's part of her salary. That's not a bonus or anything like
That's
that.
that's a supplement that's allowed for by state statute.
Okay.
Because her salary is paid by the state, and then. she's the
Allowed
chief
for, but
deputy.
not required, but we've always
Yes,
done it, correct? Okay.
Correct. And that's the.
So to take that away now would be decreasing her,
It would be decreasing her salary, yes. And it would be
decreasing
money
her compensation.
yes. And it would be, it would decrease her compensation, and it would go, it's money that
We can't
you
use.
can't use like in other places, it has to be used for prosecutor's office.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Then.
Because a lot of these, every other fund that we're talking about, other than the public safety and the general fund, it only can be used by your office for certain purposes. You can't, pretrial diversion, infraction deferral, law enforcement fund, those are all your funds.
Yes.
That nobody, it's not like we can move them around. It's gonna have a net zero on the major,
Yes.
Oh, I see
budget
now.
items.
Correct. I thought it was 3 lines there.
You're good.
My bad.
sorry, my best friend just had a baby.
So congrats.
Christy Fox, you know Christy Fox?
I don't.
She just had a baby. Well, she had the baby last night, but she only told me she had the baby, so now everybody's asking me if she had the baby.
Yeah.
They contribute to our fund anyway.
Yes, yes. No, they're Floyd County taxpayers, so the clerk employee was asking me, do we have a baby yet? I'm like, I don't. Well, God knows, I don't know.
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what brings it. So I think, are we,
You were mad. I heard you on, when I was listening up there. I know you-
there's a watch party going on upstairs.
no, there's not. It's in my office, on my iPad.
That's what everybody
I don't know.
says.
I really don't. Somebody messaged said, hey, we were.
Well, we have probation down here too. I heard my name.
So.
What did I do?
That's fine.
I heard you talking about the 40 and then like the, I think it was office supplies and then the regular. So we have, our 40 office is not in the same area as my criminal.
Well, that's what I was giving
It's
as an
separate.
example.
So they have, yeah, so that's 2 separate.
Like we have to
Anything
be
they buy, We
allocated by
can't use on
use.
the criminal side of things. So we have to, they have their, they buy their own stamps, they buy their own everything over there for child support, and that has to be kept separate from that.
Yeah.
The question was just that
How much do we
it
get?
went up a little bit and they were like, well, what did they
And when
use?
does
And I
that
said, well,
reimbursement
it's, child support, and I'd rather use it there
Right.
than I would not and have to come out of general later on.
Yes,
So,
that's what we do. So we keep that separate, as much stuff as we can do, only child support we do. That way it's not, mixing it up. They buy their own papers, pens, all that stuff. That way it's not Mayo County General, they all come in the child support fund.
Well, your child support, is it hard to, am I saying it wrong? Child support is still under the general fund. We just might get reimbursed some. Let's say let's say next year they decide not to reimburse us at all for 40 work. Let's just say, I know it's not gonna happen, but we would still be out of the general fund on those. If we didn't get reimbursed, right? Because it's a general fund, it's just a different department out of it. You're in your own department.
Yes, the way it's always been told me, if it's strictly child support, it's fully reimbursed.
Yeah.
If and there could be something like, for example, a copy machine, we could use it for both. And then we actually, there's a formula that's used. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll tell you. So what they do is they do what's called a time study a lot of times. And the amount of time, like, for example, we could do a time study, the amount of time Stacy spends on child support is what she gets money for, as opposed in relation to what she gets for criminal. I was told a few years ago that we do what's called a case count. So and it's allowed by statute, and we turn in our case count of number of open child support cases, number of criminal, and we're reimbursed by percentage. We have gained a great benefit over that. In fact, they tried to tell me a few years ago, I couldn't do that anymore because the child support people did. And I said, show me where it says I cannot. They said, you have to do the time study. And I said, no problem, show me where it says I can't do what I'm doing. It says that I can. They said, their answer was, you're the only county state doing it, and it's painless.
Well, I
And I
guess,
said, show me where I can't do it, and I'll do it.
I guess,
It's
Chris,
been a big benefit to us over a lot of years.
I guess,
They
Chris-
finally said, you can do it, but as soon as the new prosecutor comes in, we're not gonna do it. Is what they say.
Chris, I guess what I'm saying is that it's your prosecutor budget and your child support all come out of the general fund.
Right.
We might get reimbursed. I mean, what if they come in and, again, try to argue, or they change the statute this year, you can't, you have to use a time study, and they're not gonna reimburse us. It's gonna come out of the general fund, so.
Right.
I mean, in the end,
Then I've always been given two budgets to do, a 40
Yeah, yeah,
general
no.
budget and
I
then a
think you
regular
should
general
keep them
budget.
separate. You
Yeah.
should keep them separate, but they're both coming out of that fund.
Yes, but the 41 is getting, you're getting that.
You didn't make any changes to your pretrial diversion,
There's only,
right? So I think the pretrial diversion is the same as last year, which is 33.7.
yes,
It's forfeit. I don't know why I heard all this over.
I mean, the rest of these funds are all your funds that we can't do anything else with. Federal asset forfeiture, do you have money coming in there? Not,
We have not had money come in the federal asset.
so there's only $1,411.56 in that account.
Is that the federal asset forfeiture? I know it's usually we spent it again. We've not done a federal. We had one here recently that we started a federal, what they call turnover. So we started turnover with the feds and they were gonna do it. And then the attorney we actually fought both, a regular forfeiture and started that process. Attorney came in and said, hey, let's do this. And so we just got a pretty big forfeiture, but we didn't turn it over, didn't go through the whole process, turn it over to the feds. We did it locally.
And you wanna,
so if they only budgeted the 1441.56, what line would you want that in?
equipment,
Equipment or
travel.
training and travel?
Probably just equipment. And we tried to spend that down to where there used to be quite a bit. We tried to spend it down to almost nothing, knowing, hey, we're not even gonna probably use this usually. It's just, and if we happen to get one, then we would have money in it. And we can,
Well, I think that if for some reason you got a big, you can just ask for an additional appropriation.
right.
I just think that they're trying to be cautious and not over appropriate money that's
Sure.
not there. I don't even know that we legally
That's
can
fine. Yep, that's fine.
without a projection. Those are sort of odd funds, aren't they?
Yes.
So 27,200 out of infraction deferral,
Yeah, and that's.
that doesn't change.
Infraction deferral, I did ask for, I don't remember how much. I think it was under
$1,411.
other expenses. I asked for a raise there.
I think is what it
I think
is.
about 1,200. And that's because we use
You want
Advance,
it in
which is a
equipment.
place that sends out. We can basically let people know when you get a traffic ticket, hey, you're able to get this deferral. And they send all that out.
$1,411.50.
They have a monthly fee now. That was free.
The other
before, now it's a monthly
expenses. That would be more like a contractual expense then, right?
fee.
Sort of.
Yes, and there's.
Clark County does that too, and it seems to get help. It brings in more money to the
Oh, yeah,
deferral
we
program.
started this a few years ago, and our infraction deferral used to get hardly anything in there every year, and it's now we do deferral.
Okay.
It was essentially, it probably went up, our infraction deferral probably went up like 12, 14, 15 times what it used to be. No one just knew it before.
Law enforcement fund is pretty much the same. Yeah, it's the same as last year, 16,000. Sarah, what are we talking about? Because I sort of just went on talking over you with Chris.
The only thing we talked about was the federal forfeiture thing.
Well, I think the rest of them, the self-sustaining funds that can't be spent anywhere else, were all the same except the 1,200 he wants for that mailing system
Or
for the deferral program, which is ultimately going to enable him to pay more things out of the deferral funds and less things out of the general fund and public safety lit, because he will have more money coming in. So then you're gonna take federal asset and forfeiture down to the 1441.56.
And for example, one of the things we did is, our office got a car several years ago. We paid for that completely out of that infraction deferral fund and, and pretrial diversion funds.
Yeah.
So we were able to do that.
So are we good to move on from Mr. Ireland?
Moving on.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you guys.
Have a good weekend, my friend.
I'll try my best.
Sure.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you. Listen to Jim.
Thank you. City? Oh. I'm so tired right now. I'm just like, yeah, whatever you want. My client's so great. I'm just kidding. They couldn't get up at 4:30. I mean-
This is a serious.
That's 60% of it, but he does not take a week. $5,000. So his will stay at 110, 108. He paid,
Yeah, no, it's
$5,000.
But they're
I did my
That's
research.
it.
And then you say, take
I think
I'm looking for here.
the forfeiture,
The forfeiture.
I think all of the forfeiture, and I'm not real familiar with it because I haven't done criminal in quite a while. I haven't on the town side tried to do forfeiture. The statute changed at some point within the last 6 or 7 years.
and then
It's harder to get forfeitures now, and
transcripts.
like, I can't go and ask for forfeiture. The prosecuting attorney of a town has to come from the county, and if the county prosecutor doesn't want to do forfeitures, you're not getting any of those
From
funds.
5,000.
And it
I'm
goes,
just curious,
it goes to
'cause-
the county, not the municipality.
So that's
So
46,000.
I imagine, yes, they
There was a
probably.
significant spike in 2024, probably, or
Mm,
maybe even
That,
25.
I think there probably a dip.
Contract for public defender.
No, you're talking, no.
Yeah,
They,
I just knew there was a lot of money that.
they won't get it. They're not gonna get it, except for the sheriff's department.
Okay,
Public
The sheriff's
defender
department's getting
general.
paid for the bond,
I got you.
Where's that?
except for 43,000.
I should put it at 576,
Victim.
358.
$3 million.
I just knew there was like a ton of- I wasn't sure.
No, they're all sitting,
How
no,
that,
they're sitting in funds and they will go to, mostly to my client.
gotcha.
If things work out the way they should, we can quit arguing. Are we on public defender?
That stays the same as last year.
Everything?
Yep. So total is 576, 358.
576, 358 out of where? General?
Yep.
That one there goes back down to.
So the magic number we're shooting for in general is not more than 9.372 million.
463, 750.
If we're saying we don't really know if if we're not using any of what we're expected to have as the balance. If we're being extra cautious and just saying we're going to go by what our estimated receipts are. So public defender's done, but his foster care and stuff, that's all staying the same, right? Cause there's another fund in there. It's 8109, foster care Title IV,
Yeah, I think it stays the same.
okay.
What's it out of?
It's an 8109, it's its own fund. It gets paid out of, it gets reimbursed out of 4D too, or gets paid out of 4D.
Which one is it?
32.5, it's the 8409,
Yeah, public defender foster care.
Stays at
8109, sorry.
$32,500.
Yep. Where are they at now, Purdue?
Purdue Extension.
Okay, they are they're out of general.
35,115 is the top line.
Longevity stays at 600,
What was it, 36?
35,115.
so that makes that 35,715. The top, okay.
I don't have it Purdue.
I had an audit stuff check up on this.
What are you looking for?
Office supplies, I had a check on it.
Office, I have a check on that too.
I had a check on travel expense too.
2,500 and postage, I had to check.
What did they use last year on?
Teaching supplies, the ACN terminal last year was 1,900. They had to get an additional appropriation to make it 24. Looks like they moved 500 from office supplies into ACN.
PH thing.
Yeah, but they've only used 1,500 and so I don't understand why they did that. So I mean, it seems like 2,500 or would probably be appropriate, maybe 2,000 in the ACN terminal. What are they at now? Do you have this up and
I gotta
loud?
go down here, printer for it. I don't know if I needed a new printer or something.
Yeah, computers, maintenance contacts that probably could come out, right?
So what did
Okay.
they do on office supplies?
It was 2,500 last year. Don't you want to keep it the same? Because they had 3,000, they moved 500 into ACN, so it ended up being 2,500 last year. They've only spent 286 though. As of the date, when did you print these, Kenley? July 25th,
I'd say leave it alone.
Mhm.
okay? 1,500 postage is the same as last year.
I'd say she came in and got $3 and some odd cents last year for budget,
Yeah.
additional appropriation.
Okay.
Need 1505.
On postage?
ACN, what did we do, 25?
ACN, it was sub 1,900, she transferred in 50, so she ended up at 2,400 appropriation. What's she at spending right now, JR and ACN?
Terminal, spent 1978.83. She's got $420.
Her appropriation this year ended up being 2,400.
I'd say leave it 25, you know.
2,500?
On the terminal.
Yeah.
Okay, teaching supplies last year were 1,000, she's asking for 800 this year, so that's great, awesome, wow. Computer out.
Travel expenses.
2,500 plus 1,500 plus 2,500 plus 800 plus 7,300 here. Travel supplies, travel expenses, sorry.
3,000, spent 1,800, I have 1,100 left. 25.
What are we doing, 25?
2,500.
Computer, she had, maintenance contracts, I have computers written beside. Because if that's computers, we can take them out.
So the Purdue extension thing, did it go up
I
to
don't,
89?
I have 5,000.
I don't know the Purdue extension, I think their computers belong to Purdue, I don't think they are, county computers.
I have $5,000 more in 2025. I think, what was I saying there, that their whole budget last year?
I mean,
They were
I guess
appropriated
the
144 and they're only asking for 149, so it's
I
went up
guess,
5,000
yeah,
this
the
year.
contract is where it went up, because it's 92.
417.
What's the total now?
So we can't do anything with the 92,417.
I don't think so.
What did we do with the computer to leave them?
Hello? Talk to her.
We had $4,000 and it says 4-H programs.
What are you doing, Jack?
What am I doing? Adding this up, what do you want me to do?
Well, because I don't know, what are we doing with the maintenance contract line? What are we doing with the 4-H line? Did we talk about that?
4-H line, I think, is in there. That maintenance contract, I was waiting on somebody to tell me what to do on it. I ain't
Well,
got-
Jennifer says she thinks that their computers at 4-H are not our property. If they were our property, we wouldn't need, I mean, we've already budgeted for Andrew to get
So
computers.
either way, I don't think we need it, in my opinion.
I'm gonna ask Andrew now.
So that $3,000 line is now zero?
Waiting for Jennifer to tell us.
I mean, either way, it wouldn't be our responsibility. If Purdue owns their computers, it's their responsibility, and we put money in for Andrew to buy computers, so.
I say zero.
Just says maintenance contracts, would that be maybe printers that we're responsible for?
Yeah, I don't want to defund a contract.
They're charging $3,000 off the maintenance.
What was it last year?
3,500. 3,500,
Maintenance contracts was?
yeah. And they spent $272. So there's 3,200 in it.
Put $1,000 on it, go.
Colin says throw 1,000 on the line and roll.
Let's go.
And leave it open.
And that's on,
Maintenance contract. We should leave something in there.
Yeah.
What's the 4-H program?
So that puts it at 143,697.
Probably something.
Why is it 143 what?
136,380, oh, no.
How much are they spending on that 4-H program?
143,697.
Yep, that's what I got. 4-H program was 4,500. They spent 1,035 and got 3,500 left. And I would say it probably goes to that fall thing at the fairgrounds. They spend probably a lot of it.
So how
and
much,
you have
how
had,
much we gonna leave in there?
97.
What's that for?
The 4-H program that they run at the fairgrounds.
How much are we leaving in it?
We said 40.
Fucking piece of
I mean, that's, the 4-H program's huge. What do they, I mean, that, yeah, what do they spend it on? But they're only spending
I know
1,500
there's a
or
lot
whatever.
more stuff happens in the fall sometimes.
They got the fall dinner that comes up.
Yeah.
And they got awards and
Seems like a low number for that, to me.
Well, usually the four
Kind of
H.
what I thought, that's why I
A lot of
was
times.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Usually the four H will come to
The
people
premise
like
was
me and other companies and
That, and then
the
the life,
banks and everything
the
else.
livestock committee, and don't get donated.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Now, what's total on
We
that
sponsored
then?
the general one.
143,697.
Andrew said that the computers, network, servers are all Purdue downstairs.
Well, why is Purdue not paying for
I think they are.
them? So we don't need that line.
The maintenance contract, I'm checking to see if that's a printer. He said, yes, that is a printer.
That's what I think. We left them 1,000 in it, so that's
You always come back and get it.
Yeah.
Anything.
the appropriation this year.
What's next?
Recorder,
Oh my God.
$50,057 last year. Chief deputy, 39,500.
Hey, now you're going too fast. I know it's the end of the day.
I'm ready to get it over
What
with.
was it now?
50,050,057.
You said that there, you got too many zeros.
$50,057. 50057.
Gotcha.
The chief deputy was 39,524. Part-time deputy was I don't understand, 6910. I think okay, so he has two part-time deputies, one part-time deputy project, which last year was 6910, and then it says part-time admin, which was
So there's two different-
1041, so I think
Hey, do you wanna put
The
that
first
on?
wheel pipe is 10,
Hold up, see when he says the payment is.
It's how much?
10,041, 10,041. And then the part-time project is 6910.
What was that first number?
10,041,
Correct.
and then longevity is the same. So that gives you a personal
Sorry.
services total, which
That'll
you can
work.
stop. 50,057. Somebody be checking my math because JR's on the phone. 39,524.
Yeah, that-
$10,041, 6910 plus 1,000. I
Right.
come up with
So-
personal services of 107,532.
Possibly we have to spend another payment this year.
The next thing on general office supplies, I have a note that part of that could come out of the perpetuation fund. Last year, general office supplies was 1,500 out of the general fund. Why do we not have a budget for the perpetuation fund? Then there's nothing to be paid out of it because it's not gonna be appropriated.
Okay.
The recorder's perpetuation.
Did you come up with
that word, buddy?
Oh, is that the one, the clerks we have to do? So can
What I
we
come up with.
move, so she's not budgeting, we don't have anything to do. So, I just wanna make sure that when we, you're right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kinley. Kinley's my memory at this point.
right.
I'm
Why
sorry.
are you
that's just
asking
what-
for that?
Um,
I get it. Okay.
If we take
Thanks,
the
ma'am.
general office supplies back down to where it was last year at 1,500, with the idea that the rest could come out of the perpetuation fund, who's gonna remember that?
I mean,
So when an
she-
additional
she-
appropriation comes in,
Yeah, she's gonna be putting in her claim, so. I mean,
because you don't need an appropriation, I remember now, clerk, you have to appropriate your quarter.
Check the total.
So I just don't want to have an additional appropriation come through next year and say, hey, you show, we asked for 3,000, you only give me 1,500. I mean, I guess I'll have my book that says, because I think the idea is that 1,500 could come from their perpetuation fund and the other 1,500 from general. Does that make sense? Am I making sense at this point?
so she's
Kinley, do
only
you-
allowed to spend 1,500?
Well, last year, we appropriated 1,500 for office supplies. She spent 200. This year, or he, I guess, the reporter's a he, right?
No, it's a
No,
she.
it's she, I can't remember.
Sarah.
Sarah asked for $3,000 this year. My note says we can move, since she's asking for double, we can move some of that to the recorder's perpetuation fund.
107,530.
So I think if we go back down to 1,500, we just need to remember, if she asks for an additional appropriation for office supplies, we should be saying, well, no, take that out of your perpetuation fund.
Well, yeah, I'm sure when she sees that that's running low, she'll start moving her claims to.
Yeah, and I
So we're going
don't know
1,500.
because I don't see those. I would think that the purpose is to start moving to some of these lesser used funds, what we can use them from general and public safety. So 1,500 general office supplies, that's what she had last year. Postage last year was 200. 200 this year. Travel expenses, I have 1,000 written down. Looks like we've already went through this. So it was 1,000 last year. Do you want to leave it at 1,000 or she's requesting 2,000?
Leave it 1,000.
Okay, training and seminars, last year was 3,000. She's asked for 3,000 again.
Oh, she is.
She has used $207.
Yeah, let's go back $1,000 on that too.
Okay. Dues and subscriptions last year was 500. She's asked for 600. She spent 520.
Leave it 600.
Okay. Cell phones times 2, I have no 600 because they asked for 1,200 and they have 600 this year and have used 200. So do we want to do 600 or 1,200?
600.
Okay. So that, all right, so that makes the other services and charges 200, 1,000. I'll try to keep to myself so you can do your math there. 1,000, 1,600.
49.
I got $3,400 in that line, plus 1,500, 1,000, 1,000, 600, 600, and 200. 22, 22, 23, 24, 3,400. 1,500 in the supplies line, and 1,007, 532 in personal service.
Total for what?
Total I get's 112, 432.
112, 432.
That's what I got. I'm waiting for confirmation from my partner in crime, not literally partner in crime, but better work half. What you got?
112, 432.
Yes, sir. Moving right along. I swear, I just need Kinley to walk around with me every day and be like, no, that's not what we're doing. Kinley's like, no, thanks, Heather. No, thanks at all.
So what is your change?
Actually, I'm pretty easy to work for. My secretary's happy lady.
I don't think there's anything to do on the pension fund.
Well, I mean, the Riverboat Sheriff Pension Share, isn't the river, is that the same, did we take it out of Riverboat?
Part of it comes out of there and the other part comes out of,
11, okay, so it's
Riverboat.
1193, right? So we're gonna appropriate, we're gonna end up, according to Paige's calculation, we're gonna end up 195,000 in the hole and only take in 94,000.
Yep.
If we appropriate 293, 692 out of this fund, we're gonna be in the hole $400,000 in that fund. I don't think we can do that. I think we can appropriate maybe $90,000 of it out of there. The rest is probably gonna, I think, in the lit public safety, didn't we say, I don't know if there's money in there, but, I think it said you could do a sheriff's pension out of there.
What you paid last year?
It came out of the commissioners to the general fund.
it's always supplemented out of there, and then out of the
Oh, it's
commissioner.
actually,
How much extra do you have to pay?
Hey, only
Pension
question I
payments
have
for
is, we have
a
meeting
member
at
of the police.
25, or when will the first payment be due, I guess?
194.
Can we do it January?
So altogether, we're talking
Okay, all right.
400, 450.
Me too, I'm over here in the meeting room.
The whole thing.
I think that's it. That'll work for me, because since we're already out one payment, I won't have to change and reappropriate. So let me push this where I can push it and I'll let you know. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
We can do, we can do that out of public safety if we get to a point where we have an extra $300,000 in it. Or I don't know that we can do that out of bond, because the agreed order in the judgment still says that that would still come out of the commissioner's fund.
Sorry, I'm not.
I know you're not.
I'm sorry. Looking at.
You're just sheepish. You're just like really sheepish. So the 293, 692, I don't think we can do it out of Riverboat because we know it's gonna over appropriate the fund.
That fund.
I don't think we can legally do that. I mean, if it was negative already and we're expecting to bring in $2 million, no problem.
Right.
But we know if we do this, it's going
Not
to
gonna
negate
bring
the
it.
fund. So your options are to move it to the general fund. I don't think we can do it out of the bond fund because that's not part of the judgment. As a matter of fact, it's specifically excluded. That judgment, agreed judgment says that the pensions will continue to be paid out of the commissioner's fund. So our options are to figure out, do we have the space in lit public safety to put that pension fund share in there, or the general fund? So if we want to put a little tabby, on this one and see where we're at with the general and the public safety fund, do you have a little tabby I could borrow?
Spend it for your payroll.
So do you want a budget like 90?
I can't. I mean, I think that you would be safe from what Paige has on here of maybe, I mean, if we're trusting the actual negate number, and we're expected to have 94,000 receipts, I would maybe do 90 of that out of here.
You all good with that?
And that's gonna leave 203,692 to be determined. And as you see, I make notes to myself and then I'm like, what did I mean?
I don't know.
The public safety or Jen, okay, so 90,000 out of Riverboat. 1193 need
A lot of it. I'm not digging into that
203,
today.
No.
692 from
Yeah, I'm not digging into them sheriff.
PS or Jen.
You wanna do Superior Court and then it should be fair.
I want,
Or do you want?
so, can I just say something? It's not really, I guess it's not my business per se, but just working in the courts and going back, if you're gonna go to the courts on the whole recovery court thing that judge is asking for, that he thinks is gonna be, he gave us some numbers, it's pretty much gonna be flush. I think that there's so if you don't know how we're doing veterans and all those recovery courts right now, Clark and Floyd County are sustaining a lot of what we're able to do, and Scott too. It's sort of a collaborative effort. And I'm afraid that with some of the changes coming, that certain courts are going to be dropping out of that and leave a vacuum. So if Scott County could pick up that vacuum, I think Judge Mount is trying to say it's only gonna be like 30,000 that he needs to find somewhere. And that's just my 2 cents, but I mean, that's because I have the information coming out of other counties also.
And I think it could be funded from like opioid or some. sort-
Yes, and I think Zach agrees that could be from opioid, and they just signed a new opioid settlement contract too.
I think that would be
Yeah,
a much smarter move than.
I just think we're going, to me, with the, you know, I don't know how big of a problem it still is in Scott County, but I know HIV was a big problem, needle use, drug use in general. And those recovery courts don't work for everybody. They're not open for everybody. You have to have somebody that's motivated. I've been a public defender in drug court in Crawford County before, which has a big meth problem. And the people that are successful and they contribute back. I think if the state's willing to reimburse a lot of that, and we're gonna lose and we're gonna cause a vacuum in other parts of southern Indiana, that it would be worthwhile if you guys can find a way to do it. If you can't, we all have to save money somewhere, but.
Still have a needle exchange down Clark County.
No, I don't.
They do away with
No,
it?
they did away with it. Yeah, they decided, I think just this year.
I was gonna say it.
Because I was surprised that he was so in favor of it, but he gave me of course, everything else he said was allowed, but Jamie explained to me why he thought that was a good program.
Well, the commissioner down there always kept telling me they wouldn't have any problems. That's why I was asking.
Well, Jeff Gahan says that there's no
Overtime.
homeless problem or
2,500.
drug addiction problem in New Albany either. So people just say
Yeah, I
what
think
they want to say.
that's good.
Yeah, we were.
I think,
Cause there's, I got
I'm
office
pretty sure that they
supplies,
did away,
Postage and.
with
Fine,
that.
For some reason.
Well, you know me, I don't ever like to say it off the top of my head.
OCD.
Well, if I don't have Kelly telling me, hey, don't you remember?
What'd you do on the paper?
I thought I read that they did away with that.
5,000 on the top one.
Yeah.
41,060.
That's the health
on the
department.
next one.
141,106.
41,060.
I mean, we was catching all kinds of flack. When I was
Where we
talking to them down there, they were like, well,
Superior.
4 days ago, we taken that number beyond the syringe
What's the other
program.
one? 41.
Because of the state
Below
funding
that's
supply, that's one of the
37,
programs they're looking to get rid of.
they are, they have, they are.
It's grappling with the future of reduction directive from the department ordered to stop county to stop providing state funded supplies for sanitary
How
drugs.
much
So they've been ordered by the
Overtime, they
state
went to
to
25.
stop the program.
Okay.
What's the,
I can't log in.
I won't tell you where the order came from because then we'll
Hey,
just get into
Kim, are
politics.
you gonna hate me if I ask to get booted again?
I'm not.
This thing
I
crashed.
mean, we got all kinds of flack,
what was that third one?
but it kind of worked for them, buddy.
The
They didn't come back.
41,507.
There should be 37, 730.
I can only speak from one standpoint, and it, from my standpoint, it was the greatest thing ever. Like,
Oh, yeah, but everything.
it's my side of the fence.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I don't really care, no, it doesn't affect me, like, I haven't looked into it enough. I mean, I got a good explanation from
Well,
when
every-
he was sheriff about why would you do that as, conservative.
Every expert in
You're-
the country said it was.
sort of enabling, we had that whole discussion. They were good. Yeah. I mean, I think it can have a good use if it's not.
Last
abused.
year it was
Stop the
25.
problem.
Yes, and then they
The
get them
thought
in.
was it was gonna come
I don't
back
know,
more,
if
and
they've
it didn't.
used, I can't look it up.
Or if it is, nobody counts.
Where are we at?
Yeah, I know there's a lot.
And what do you wanna look at?
They wanna know how much they spent on overtime now.
Yeah.
This rate is
Oh.
already live.
Well, he's asking for a transfer, isn't he? He is asking for, he asked for a transfer from one, and I said, no, we have to do an additional, the sheriff, come on,
Oh,
sheriff.
no, we skipped them all together. I ain't in that kind of mood today. Thanks.
He asked for a transfer, I said, we can't transfer between funds, we need additional additional appropriation. I'm gonna make it through this bond hearing and then drive home, so you have to follow me home, and I'm gonna have to have another Red Bull. I only get like 6 hours sleep, but I ain't that costly keeping me up, and then wake up at 4:30. I'm ready for a long weekend, needless to say. What's done for now? Oh,
Well, they were all.
yeah, I've had
paid.
Palmyra blow up,
Do what?
Palmyra's blown up today. Did you boot him?
Yes, I'm trying to walk back in now. This thing crashed again.
Kenley, you have a sister?
I said,
John, you all right?
I texted Andrew, I said, I don't know, you need to take this thing in for some work.
No shit, and we just appropriated money to buy more. Okay, so sheriff, we're pending.
We're on speed.
I think sheriff would end up being dumped into, hopefully a bond fund, but I don't know.
I don't know how you clear everything else up, but hopefully. Hey, on another note.
The only fund doing well is rainy day, which you don't wanna go down in, because then that really screws you. What happens when you really have a rainy day? Highway and cumulative bridge, only one's doing really well.
I don't believe today's get much rainier than we've got right now.
Superior Court. At least she ain't got 14.
The only thing I have for her is that she'd like a fourth court reporter, but she doesn't really have the space right now.
Yeah.
And then I have all okay but salary.
Overtime.
Uh-oh, this is.
2,500.
Let me, no,
2,500 on
Yes, sir.
overtime.
well, I hope so. We've all been sitting here since 9 o'clock in the morning at budget.
Let's see.
And
The per diem venue reporters was 1,000. Ain't used any of that. Same with the jurors was 1,000.
well, I'm looking at
So,
Are we gonna move juror stuff to its own budget? Would that fall in there? Or just leave it?
Why just leave it? We can do 1,000 on both of them.
Yeah, let's just do 1,000 on both of them. That'll get them going. If they need more, they can always send us an email. Transcripts was 5,000. They've used about 1,000, 1,100 of it, so
2,500.
I don't care. You don't wanna do 2,500 on transcripts?
You can always come back on it.
So juror meals, I don't think she's used any of that. I'll look here. I don't know why that stuff isn't in its own thing. $1,200 out of it. 600,
Yeah.
600 on that.
Yeah.
Office supplies
2,000 plus is what.
Was
Wrote down as a note.
$4,000. They transferred $1,500 out to law books. 2,500 was there and they spent 1,165.
We need to go back to
$2 grand.
$2,000.
That's what I got.
$2,000. Law books was 8,000. She added 1,500 more for 9,500 and they spent 9,000.
She's asked 8, might as well leave it at 8.
Mhm.
The pauper council was 6,000. They spent 3,500, got 20, I'll leave it at 6.
Is that the one we were trying to find other funds for?
No, that's, like kid cases.
I know, but we talked about getting out of another fund.
Oh, yeah.
Guardian at Ohio.
So that one was 20,118 last year and I haven't used any of it. But it's for like,
Why don't we leave 2,500 in it or something, and they cannot spend that.
What if we just cut it in half and went with 10?
So I'd say just go
So
10.
10,000, yeah.
And then if we need to change it, we can.
Can't blame the guy for trying.
The Casa County match,
15,000, I need to see what's in that.
that needs to stay. It was way over that.
Postage, I got 500 wrote by it, so I don't know what they were talking about it.
Well, they're gonna start mailing them summonses and stuff too, though.
Well, that's Marcia here.
Yeah,
500, but she ain't spending any of her postage. I mean, I don't
That's
understand.
back in July, so it'll be done.
Oh, that's current right now.
Okay, so.
Well, let's leave her $500.
Light's coming back into it over here.
I think you just woke up.
We got something going on. Let's see, what's up next? Travel and training. There's travel expense. I don't see training, so I guess that's just a change. But travel was 1,000, they spent 300.
Just leave it 1,000.
1,000 it is. Cell phone stipend for the judge, stays at 600. Interpreter, that one probably is.
What, he stayed the same?
I mean, I'd say.
How much was
It's
spent?
the same, but we ain't spending any out of it at 45.
25.
Does that,
Colin says go 25.
well, does this revert back to the county general fund, what they don't use?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave. You say 25?
2,500 is what he said.
I got another question mark about the,
You got the contractual service, I got plus 1,000.
So it was 2,500. They transferred $78.95 out, and they spent $1,895.
Oh,
So
let's
even
go.
$2,000?
Let's go, you wanna cut 1,000 to 25?
Go 2,000.
Do that.
2,000.
Colin got them back in.
They both, they're back in.
Back in.
They were out. 600, spent 150, they got 450. I'd say that's probably 600 because there's some kind of dues coming up,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Printing and advertising was 750. I haven't spent any of that. We'll go 500.
Yep.
In the back, equipment repair is apparently a new line because I don't see that on here before. Anybody else see it? I see repair and maintenance for building was 1,000, but they didn't spend any of that.
Let's just zero that.
Was equipment repair for copier, that stuff, or is that?
Well, there's an equipment line that was $13,000. They spent it entirely, but I think we bought like recording equipment like then 25 with that. So you want to leave the 1,000 of a repair and zero the 3,000?
I like it.
Let's don't zero the equipment, let's leave 500.
Okay.
Leave the line open.
500, so 15. Top line is 131,528. And there's 10,000. I'll add this bottom up real quick. 6,000. 18. for them is 181,728.
She on general.
Yeah. 181,728.
This is 10%.
I'm sure it is. It isn't much. It's probably the smallest budget I can.
Well,
It was 7452 last year.
that's his budget. And you got anything for operating office or anything else?
There's nothing scheduled.
Nah, shut up. I wish there was nothing scheduled for the rest of the day.
Can we cut Mark's professional services to $39.99?
I don't even see it. Oh, it's on the.
What was the,
That's on the
total of that was 70 what?
What we ended up with.
7452.
What did we end up at?
Surveyor, 7452 is
7452 on surveyor.
Out of Jen. What was Superior?
181,728.
We just cut the salary back to last year.
No, we've got some other stuff.
I'm not looking to do that either.
No,
Okay, that's fine.
I'll run it.
I got that upside down.
Okay, so we're done with Surveyor. TIF district, that's our own fund anyways, right?
Yeah, it don't have nothing to do with that.
And it's the same as it was last year.
Same as 25.
Yeah.
That's that then.
2,101,001, 139 out of fund 4,500.
Hot topic now. What we doing?
I thought we were at zero almost.
What we doing at the transfer station?
Did Bomar change his mind? After I pointed out to him that 130 is less than 1% of this population and he can't have that many phone calls about it? I did not say the F word, I just mouthed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think, I believe there are some negotiations to end them. I think that you guys have thoroughly beat the dead horse, so it's really up to you, fund it or don't. Either fund it how they ask for it or don't fund it at all.
Don't fund it at all.
I can tell you the businesses around are pretty much assuming it's gonna be stopped because the places that put the stickers out are just about quit taking them. If you wanna get a sticker in here, you just about have to come to the alder's office.
1, 2, I'm hearing 3.
I think the people
Am I hearing a
understand
four?
it's gonna go.
So we're talking
Yeah.
Sasco system, satellites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
clarify what
transfer
we're talking
station.
before I start.
Yeah, before I start.
Well, I mean, but they go together.
No, they don't. They're separate, I
The
think.
stickers go with the satellite.
Yeah, but
And
They're
that's
not-
what I'm saying, the public, I think. is
We're talking
understanding.
Right now, they've got the transfer station to the point we should be able to, for 2026, we should be able to zero that budget out and that transfer
Self-sustain.
station absolutely take care of itself.
Well, but here's the thing, right now it's funded out of general.
Shut it down.
We have to, Johnny, right now it's funded out of general. To be self-sustaining, it has to create a new fund and still be budgeted and appropriated. So if what you're saying is the disposal fee, I mean, what, out of the transfer station budget, what is funding the satellite sites?
nothing. The satellite sites are their own
That's
entity
what I was gonna say. I don't
They're
even
their
see
own
them
budget.
listed in here.
because it is under the Sasco
Yeah.
bag system.
Yeah.
Here's
we're gonna
what
need some
we
more of that.
had explained to us.
So you wanna do zero, start a new fund and self-sustain out of fees.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do we know what the income was from the transfer station this year? Absent satellite
Zero.
sites.
Next, we're actually upside down for this year.
Well, how are we supposed to budget and appropriate for a different fund for 2026? I mean, we'd have to do it one, as an additional appropriation and fund creation by the commissioners, additional appropriation by us, but we have to be able to say this is projected income.
Whatever that landfill brings in, you're rolling across the scale, you're paying to get rid of your trash. When they take the trash back out, you pay for them to haul the trash off with what you've collected. They've got 4 months left of this year.
What about staff?
I'm sorry,
Staff, doesn't somebody have to staff it?
they've got
somebody out
money
there.
out there right now to pay the staff.
I don't know if you can do both places, but yeah,
Uh,
you have to do the,
You know, some of us have been fighting this transfer station for 3 years to get the commissioners to get it to where
But
it's
don't
at
we
now.
have to have IDEM's permission to close down the transfer station?
I'm sorry,
Don't we have to have IDEM's
Well, I don't
permission?
we don't wanna close the
No.
transfer station down.
Okay, so their budget,
We want to close the satellite stations.
And
right, but he's
Well-
saying don't budget anything for transfer station either, but they haven't created a fund, the commissioners haven't created a fund for that, right?
No.
They've got to create a fund
Create a fund.
to start putting the money that they're bringing in out there into.
Actually, there is a fund to bring money in for the
Okay.
transfer station.
How much is
There
in that
actually
fund? What fund is that?
What fund is it?
What fund is it? You look it up.
I'll pull it.
get back.
You say,
Just
So I
look,
was gonna
it
say,
should be
there's-
transfer station.
Just go look at, yeah, do you know the number? I know 9614, I think is their
It's been
location.
beating on this for years and it's got to
Yeah.
come ahead.
Yeah, it's time for it to come to a head.
We tried to get,
I'll go look and see
we
if I
tried to
can.
get roughly money to get the scales out of the,
Yep.
out of our.
You're the person who votes on what, you guys are the ones who vote on what you want. I have to make sure it's done legally, and
I
so
agree
does
with
Jennifer and Kenley, you know. You make sure if you wanna do that and say, look, you're self-sustaining, we need to see what's in that fund, appropriate what's in the fund. And if you guys decide to do zero out of general for that fund, that's great. Right now, we have nothing advertised to come out of whatever this fund is,
There's
so
where
we'd
your-
have to do an additional.
There's where your Sasco system's looking right now.
Well, the public getting up.
It's actually still in the general fund, it is just 9614 and they
It's a
deposited
location.
in there, yeah, sorry.
Okay, see how much was deposited in
So-
general fund under location
Yeah.
9614?
What happened with the Sasco system? Why is it $28,000 negative?
Which it should not be,
It should
because
not
nothing should be
I looked in
negative.
your receipts.
Hold on, yeah, let me check, cause this thing shut down again.
son,
Making everybody nervous.
I've been through, I know.
Now, I'm sure we're negative in it, but it shouldn't be
Shouldn't
that
be
kind of a
that bad.
number, no.
Alright, let's try
We
it.
wanna see the general fund location
I think it's 9614.
9614, it
It
is.
Okay.
We want, what Johnny's saying is he wants a separate fund. It should be a
We can
transfer
do that.
station fund or,
So here's Sasco, it's only $2,300 negative.
nothing should be negative because nothing should be paid out if there's not an appropriation for it, right?
Well,
Is this just a matter of the money got put
it's,
wrong?
if you look at your location budget, you're okay, because it's been budgeted, there's just not been enough stickers sold to
Sold
pay
to
it,
come in.
so,
So we've appropriated appropriately, but the receipts have not
yes. they
Not come up
with.
with what we have thought would be in there. Awesome.
Because when we start talking
But-
about stopping it,
Here's
people are
the
like, we're not buying those
transfer
Yeah.
station.
stickers.
Yeah, they just-
Okay.
that's what I was telling them.
So
You
what's
can't
the
get them
amount of
online or anything
receipts
like that.
on the transfer
The
fund?
public
It's
knows it's coming.
location 9614.
Well, let's go take Sasco out of this. Alright, take that out. You wanna know receipts.
And
Take
9614.
out expenditures.
Sorry, guys. Just trying to make sure.
So these should be receipts.
Just for the transfer station.
So you're $49,000, does that sound about right?
And they've asked for
Yeah,
a
we
budget of,
received it in.
Yeah.
That's a little higher than I would expect.
For the transfer station?
But we have, I mean, we've had checks come from Austin, and things that are bigger than what we used to, so.
well, they've asked for $258,000 for a budget. You guys just need to decide, do you want to set what's coming out of the general fund as zero and work with the commissioners to open a budget with receipts only and budget about 50,000 a year for maybe the manager and some office supplies?
It
I
should
mean,
pay-
what, I don't know anything
It
about
should
garbage. I
pay
pay
for that.
somebody to pick up my garbage,
It
so.
should pay for that, once it's up and running.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's the 216, I mean,
running
disposal
high.
fees, right? Is anybody gonna use the transfer station if we're charging high enough for to pay the disposal fees?
It's bringing in some money.
Well, yeah, but disposal fees are budgeted at $216,000. Johnny's saying, nope, it should work that people come in, they pay the
That's
disposal
something-
fees, we pay it when they come out.
Satellites, wasn't it?
No, No,
So the
that is for the
140,000
disposal
and
fees from the
25.
transfer station. Now, we have been taking in the trash from the satellite collections that go into that, that's not been paid for through there. So that's part of that. But our funds, or our Ecotech bills have gone up to about 21,000, where they were running somewhere between 12 and 15. We're looking at 21,000 since, for the last 3 months, or I'm gonna say 19 to 21,000 since we started taking Austin's trash down there.
Is it paying?
Is that
for itself?
something that we can?
I don't
commissioners
think
can
those first ones, I
rebid?
do think we lost some
Well,
because we kind of went.
we
like this.
estimated what Randy said they estimated what the trucks weighed. And he said, I know we're losing money until we get the scales in, so we know exactly what we're doing.
So in 26, what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna,
We shouldn't have to fund that one dime in 26.
Well, we have to appropriate, we just don't, you don't want to appropriate it out of general. Is that what you're
so
saying?
you're
I
gonna use?
wanna appropriate out of whatever they're bringing in.
Right, which would be a new fund they would have to set up.
So what-
separate.
And we can do that.
Bringing in, but also you need whatever Austin's paying
Yeah.
in that fund as well, right?
Well, it'll be
It may not
deposited
be
in just
here.
like the others.
Because,
Austin could pull out, you never know.
Yeah.
right. But I'm saying if
Do we
they're
have an
paying in,
interlocal agreement with us?
it should be going into the same fund so
If
you
they-
can see
Well,
what
we're going to Scottsburg.
they.
Scottsburg has their own transfer station. They came up.
My 2 cents is
Absolutely.
we kind of take Heather's advice and pay the salary of the employee. But then, as far as the rest of it, I think we just,
It should
See
break
where it
even out
lands.
of there.
and the only reason I say the employee, because like any business starting off, you may not see that profit until, it may be shortly after the first of the year. And we'd hate for them to go in the red, obviously.
My only fear is the disposal fees too, because you're
But
gonna
it-
have to dump it to get rid of it.
But at this point, that should
Could you
just,
ask the
level out,
commissioners
right?
if they would-
like, we
tell
can't,
them the council
if they're
requested
charging
they
appropriately,
would
we
fund
should
the
be,
transfer fees.
there should be no possible way to go in the hole, right?
Right.
Right, I mean, right?
I might,
You never know, right?
I might be there on the third.
Well,
Right, and he's
Scales are up and running now.
So,
They're bringing in
If
money.
you take this front page, you take a salary.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to let
Utilities,
Zach have his vacation because I
budget
know
that,
that's like
and then
not
do the rest of
vacation.
it, you know.
So I just told him, I said, if Craig, Randy, or Adam, or any
And the
combination
rest
of
of
two
it
or
might come
three
out of that.
would like me to be there, I'm
But
happy
you
to
need
be
to have a
there.
separate budget.
And he's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, we sat right here and bought them scales, and we were told, once we get them scales up and running, you will not have to fund this no more.
This annual fee, that's somebody pays state.
yes.
Just to keep it open.
So that's 4,100.
Yeah, that's an annual fee, and I think it's because it was.
I don't think it gets no
landfill
lower
before.
hanging fruit
That's
than
never
that.
gonna go.
No, I know.
That would be there no matter.
So what is the consensus of how to budget that money?
I mean, if this is correct, you took in $49,000 in 25 and you spent $133,500.
Damn, I wish my household budget were like that. It's wonderful.
Well, it's because they're collecting just a little bit of money on selling them sticker things, and they're using every dime of that, plus
No offense, but all I can do is find a printer and say.
to
"Cut me
play
off
for the
some stickers."
transfer sites. If they would have closed them 6 months ago, like we begged them to, we'd already be past this problem. But our illustrious commissioners didn't do that.
I don't have any advice. I paid Blevins to come get my trash. I pay them, I don't even pay them 15 or 20 bucks a month. And they come out every week. They take as many trash cans as I put out. They take as much bull crap as I put out the curb.
Yep, no argument.
No argument. I don't have to do it. Now, if it's a mattress or something huge, I have to call them. They don't care. They don't charge me more. The only things I have problems getting rid of are televisions and refrigerators. You have to find a disposal site for
And you can
those.
do that out of landfill.
Yes. I heard chargers.
So if we're on the fence,
That's my problem, not
You
your
get rid
problem.
of them though.
if we're on the fence of questioning if we think cutting it to zero is probably not comfortable, what would everybody think about
Annual fee and employee.
just just doing a cut at 75%, like across the board, leaving it 25%, see where it lands us. So that way it's not
Well, now the manager, I
Wiping it out.
think their salary, right?
Wait, yes, I'm sorry.
So the
This is
manager.
still leaving the
So let's
salary.
start there. They were at 25,000 in 2025. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Well, but we're talking about making one guy out there, giving him $1 more an hour because to have a manager.
Son
Well,
of
they
a
could-
bitch, we don't have the money to keep giving people more money.
They got $25,000 to hire a person.
What they said, I don't bite my head off.
They got 25,000, Johnny. Look, we're all tired. I'm tired too. You
I'm
know I
not
am.
tired, I'm getting.
And you're
very
pissed. I
frustrated.
get it. 25,000 is what you guys are willing to give them, is what I'm hearing.
I ain't gonna give them a dime.
Okay, Johnny's willing to give them the middle finger. Everybody here is willing to give at least the manager back to 2025.
Yeah.
I'm hearing
So
two,
we're doing.
3 head
Yes,
rattles, 4
yes,
or 5 head rattles. Okay. Sorry.
All office supplies,
Son of a
0
bitch.
on that.
What do we need office supplies for?
I have no
I
idea.
think, or,
Here's the
Wait,
deal,
take
Johnny.
it-
and
You wanna
here's-
cut
here's my thought.
75%,
Well, here's
right?
my thought. I've heard since I've been in the seat how awesome this thing's gonna be, but I nailed it from the start of what it was actually gonna be. It was a 90,000 scale, that's now $150,000. I'm hearing through the grapevine, now we wanna hire more employees. It's everything I said it was gonna be and why I didn't support it to begin with. So now that we've wasted all these tax dollars, we have to at least somehow support
So
it.
we waste some more.
Well, I mean, hell, at this point, there's no option.
It's that or shut it down.
So what you're proposing is cut it by 75%, make tell the commissioners, you should be self-sustaining. If you want to keep it running, open a fund for the receipts to go in, not take any, we don't have general fund because of all the
Yeah.
other shenanigans. We'll pay 25% this year, you'll have to pay 75%, and at some point, this is gonna be self-funding because we're not gonna fund anymore.
I
So,
hope to God
That's
you're
what
right.
we've been telling them for 3 years.
Oh,
You've been
yeah.
telling them for 3 years, but giving them
I
a
hope to God you're
$750
right,
million budget.
But I don't have faith that you are. I think it's going to still be in the hole. That's why I think we need to at least leave something in there to help support it until they can figure out
And then maybe we can.
how to sustain it.
No, we ain't even closed the satellite sites down.
Well, we're not
If we-
budgeting for them, right?
If we keep throwing money at them, they're never gonna close them down.
Okay.
Oh, no, I think we should cut those straight out. Like,
I think everybody's ready for that.
Yeah.
I don't think about even blanket.
They just wanna hang it on us.
With-
so
Well,
let's
that's
do it.
exactly right.
Let's just do it.
We're gonna be the bad guys.
Whatever.
That's
So-
obvious last
Yeah.
year they had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you
but
said,
unfortunately,
Come
we
in here
gotta
and
make
ask them to
money.
use what everybody says we don't think we can against us.
So
Alright.
with James's suggestion, we can't take down, the fee, transfer station annual fee. We can't take down the salary except. for
that one,
25.
I mean, I hate to
So-
say that annual fee, we're gonna pay it whether that's open or closed out there.
What
because
is
So that would be $25,000 for transfer station management, 125, and this is again, defunding 75% of it. 125 for office supplies, $200 for printing and advertisement, $1,750 for, utilities, $4,100 for the annual fee, $54,000 for disposal fees, and then $625 for equipment. So that puts us
What's
at,
utilities? Hold on, I'm not in on.
I'm
all
sorry.
that.
utilities were $1,750. And then
Printing and advertising, I'm
200,
0.
I think we
Zero?
can zero those. I do.
Zero?
Office
Yeah.
I think
supplies,
the printing and advertising.
My suggestion is-
signs.
To keep the lights on and keep the guy paid.
that's mine.
And maybe a little bit, just,
and the fee.
Yeah.
The-
The fee is
Still gotta have-
4,100.
So office supplies, you wanna do
Right.
0?
Yeah,
Okay, so 0 for office supplies.
disposal fees is what,
Utilities, you at 1750?
1750.
Okay.
That'll get a couple months if they ain't making it.
right, and that's all I'm saying. Just
4100.
enough to-
4,100 is that annual fee.
I'm good with that.
Disposal fees, if you cut that by 75%, it's 54,000.
Everybody like that?
That's saving $204,000.
54,000.
And then what about equipment? It's 625 would
I
be
think we're buying
25%.
enough. I'm 0 on equipment. If they want more, they buy.
Okay, well, that puts me at $84,850. Out of general.
Did you have anything in the utilities line?
1750.
84,850.
84,850 out of gen. 25,000 manager, 0 office supplies, 0 printing and advertising, 1,750 utilities, 4,100 on the fees, 54,000 disposal fees, and 0 on the equipment. Got it?
I'll tell you what, there is one more thing we should put in there, and I don't know, there'll be a $100 bill that will come from West Banco, and it's for like a $10,000 bond kind of thing that shores up, like, for that IDM permit. We get a bill for that every year.
Surely they got.
The commissioners can pay it out of the fund that they've established,
Or they can fund it out. of
or the hopefully they
trucking or
establish. We
whatever.
can't make them establish a fund. But, so all we can do is if they don't establish the fund and start trying to be self-sustaining like EMS is,
We're
Then you
fixing
can
to
say
take a $6 million bond out, and we can't shut it down, transfer site down. Gotta keep funding a transfer station. This is about as goddamn irresponsible of anything I've ever seen in my life.
$50,000 isn't getting us anywhere. I mean, you get pissed at us if you want, but at the end of the
he's
day,
not pissed
Tony,
at us.
you
He's not
can't,
pissed at us.
you
He's pissed in
can't-
general.
you can't cut everything. I made a recommendation earlier and you weren't, some of these departments can't cut that much. Well, if we're gonna get aggressive, let's get aggressive.
Everybody gets
We
5%
can't
pay
get aggressive
cut
on
except
some
the
and
ones
not
that
others.
the statutory can't do.
I get aggressive on every one of them. Save this county out of bankruptcy or getting $6 million bonds.
Well, let's do it. Let's buckle up. I'm in.
Do we want to start all over? Let's go back to,
in.
okay, let's go back to the area plan commission, guys.
No. I mean, you, at some point, we all,
You gave enough money.
I'm
the
here all
vast
day.
majority of this board bought into these scales. We're either gonna make it work or you're not. Now, I would love to be like, hey, we don't need it. We're self-sustaining, but if you don't put something in this budget, you go into it, what are you gonna do whenever they show up here wanting an additional appropriation?
Well, I guess if the commissioners really don't want to start a fund and try to become self-sustaining, then you say, well, you got what you got. You're not getting another penny.
When it
You don't
runs
have
out,
it.
it's out.
But, it's
I
unfortunate too,
don't know that
though,
it'll make it to the
that
end of this year.
services have to be cut
Oh, yeah.
because of two reasons.
I mean,
Because of the shenanigans and the overspending, which I don't care what anybody says. I think that we have the paper that shows that there were about $4 million of overspending in the last couple of years at least. And number two, Senate Bill 1. We don't know how that's gonna affect us and it's gonna be all on this body to try to fund the whole county and figure out a tax rate. I mean, it's not gonna be much different, but the pots are gonna be smaller.
if you wanna get frustrated, you spent $150,000 at the landfill. Look at that board behind me. It won't make it to the end, to December of 25 unless you put more money on it. So you're gonna be more in debt before you even get started, because $921 isn't gonna pay the utilities to keep the lights on with the new scale you're powering and the new compactor you're powering. They've got another compactor that they got donated that you're gonna have to pay to install.
So if what they've got does not cover the
Somebody
bills
kill that
out there till the first of the year, we're not gonna have to worry about this without you guys decide to give them more money to keep it going.
It's a decision
what
that's
you're
going,
telling
it's a decision that's going to come across this desk. I can tell you that without a doubt, because I can
Well, I mean-
promise
Well, they're
you,
taking trash right now, right?
if Jennifer's telling us it's $19,000 or $20,000 in a
I
bill,
don't think so.
Well, 130,
disposal fees only
Except
has
when,
$9,000
when
in
they're
it.
still taking, right now,
they're gonna have to up the prices for people for
right
130
now,
people
they're
to use
still
that.
bringing in from these transfer sites.
The satellites.
Does not make them a dime.
Right.
They haul it out there, they dump it, they're having to pay for that out of what few people's paying to bring in out there.
Well, you don't have enough
This
money.
is a commissioner mess we're trying to clean up right here is what this is, and it's went on for the last 3 years I've been here.
You don't have enough
This-
money
this
right now
just gotta
to
let
pay
it go and
one.
get it out.
This argument right here has went on behind the scenes for 3 years. Now, if you guys wanna see my frustration, there's my frustration.
I'm
I
just
believe
telling-
it.
I mean,
No, I believe it for sure.
I'm just saying, like, this isn't the last you're gonna hear of transfer station, because
It's
I can
not- no,
promise you.
That's what I've said all along. We
Additionals
don't have
are
enough
coming.
money there.
Or the decision this year is coming. But it's gonna be before this board quicker than you realize, because $9,000 in the disposal line is not gonna cover that.
Well, it seems to me that the 130 people that are using it for the 27,000 people it's available to, or however many we said we're in,
That's not-
they're gonna have to pay a whole hell of a lot more for
They
the
hauled
service.
283 tons, wasn't it, last month, July? Out of there.
283 tons, but there are 28,000 people.
It's like 25,000.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't think we have that many people.
Be careful with numbers.
Yeah, I think it's like 24, 25.
Scott
Tons?
County,
No.
Indiana,
Oh, yeah.
2024 or 2020 census, right?
24,000 and some change, I think. I've seen enough numbers.
24,384. So 200, you said $280,000
No,
or 230,000 tons
tons.
over 24,000 people? 11 tons a person?
Well, they didn't get zero out of mine.
11 tons a person. Do you know how much that has to be per family?
I'm trying to find where.
I mean, even if it's a family of 4, I don't get rid of 11 tons. So somebody, some business or something's dumping or
I
something.
was there one time, that was when I went.
So, okay, well, we're at where we're at
Put
with
a
it.
zero on that.
So treasurer, let's go, treasurer.
We're in.
I'll pass that.
Poor Bo called me and says, you think I can wear khakis and a polo? I said, well, I'm looking at a bunch of people with jeans, khakis,
Oh, you wear
polos,
shorts,
and
we're all up here.
t-shirts. I'm like, I got a dress on, but that's just me. You wear what you want. Okay, treasurer, last year was $50,823. Chief deputy was $40,075. Second deputy was $35,115. And part-time was $3,630 for a total personal services line of $129,643.
What was the top line, elected official?
$50,823.
What was that total for that?
$129,643. Office
I had a
supplies.
thing on here about, she's wanting part-time to $16 an hour.
16 to 17, one, but maybe for 1 month and needs one, maybe needs one for 4 weeks, you know, for 1 month could get by. I mean, again,
$27.50.
we've talked about put it what you want in the salary ordinance, but you still have, you wanna pay somebody $18 an hour, you divide $3,600 by $18 an hour, and that's how many hours you can use them. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter legally what you guys pay someone. You can pay her part-time 19 an hour, she can pay hers in the clerk's office 18, as long as they're within that line item. I mean, you know, you can't work somebody more than 20 hours over a year if you only have that much money, right?
Postage was $7,500 last year.
Well, office supplies was $2,750, but they only have used 1,000. And then postage was $7,500, but they've taken some out and moved it to,
Oh,
Travel.
You're up, John.
so 67,
Taking money.
they've used
Move.
6,700.
Let's see where it's at now.
They've used 6,700 as of 7/25,
General.
7/29, sorry.
My head is hurting already, and we're gonna go talk about.
Bonds, I know, this was probably a bad idea.
Yeah, office supplies now is $1,100 has been spent. Postage, they added to it, no, they took it out, $731, and moved it to travel, and then have spent all of the postage left.
So do 1,000 on office supplies and then,
I would do 1,200 or 1,500.
I mean, it's spent
On
over
office.
1,200 now.
I would do maybe 15.
1,500, and then what, 6,500 for postage?
Postage is only going up. If he's at, where's he at right now on postage?
Spent 6,796.
No, I would leave it at 7,500, honestly.
She might be right on target.
And they moved 731 out, so 7,000, how's that?
You said 75, didn't you?
Yeah, and I also added a note here, why is there no longevity in the
I
treasurer?
don't know how long Christie's been there, but Terry and Ryan just
They
got there.
just got
Okay.
there, so.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's back up here. Office supplies at 2750.
We're gonna go
1,500.
1,500. That's a cut for you.
Johnny's trying to get his blood pressure down over there. It's distracting. I got some really nice blood pressure medicine you can use, John.
And then the
I'm
next
done
one,
on 4.
postage is 7,000.
No, 7,500, I thought,
I thought they said,
because she's not gonna make it on 7,000 this year.
So what is
That's him.
7,500? That what
Yeah,
you're
him.
saying?
7,500 then, postage.
That makes number 2 supplies 9,000.
All right.
Dues and subscription. He
Was
said,
570, spent
but
264.
I have written in here that he's requesting 762.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Like it's very specific.
Yeah,
We only advertise 7/12/50 though, right, Kinley?
right.
He did
But
say
you're making cuts in
it's
others.
going up next year.
And he said there was something new
You're
that he had to
making
get.
cuts in others, so I mean, you can make it happen.
Well, we're gonna have to do 7/12/50, and then Kinley, can you remember, we're gonna need an additional appropriation?
No.
Because we only, his line, his total
It's
line is
all
going,
general,
okay.
the total.
So 762 in subscriptions and dues.
762.
The maintenance contract, I have that to M&M for a printer, so that has to be
So-
funded.
And it's right on target, I think.
Deposit box rental,
That's
Man,
nobody's never been able to actually.
Never been able to do it.
Over 2 years. we've
They
been-
moved it out this time, they didn't even pay it.
so it's zero?
No, I don't know. It's still
80?
there, I think, $80.
Okay, tax statement contract was 6,800 last year. They moved out 654.
654 out of,
They're at 6145 now.
so 6,000 or 60,
62, 64,
62, 64, where you all
in
want?
an auction,
How about 6,000?
because they've already spent 6145.
I thought you said 600.
No,
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I might have, because that
6,200
punch record was one time.
6,200.
Miller said 6,200.
Okay, 6,200.
Travel
Travel
was
last year,
700.
but they've got
Added
adjustment, they've spent,
731.
so their total appropriation is 1,400, but they've only spent
Almost
$483.
$483,
I would leave that at
900.
900. Cell phone, I have a note, why does the treasurer need a cell phone?
There's two of them.
Well, that was decided a few years ago, I think.
1,200.
Yeah, 12.
Passing it all over the place.
I think every, elected and other got a cell phone here a few years back.
So that comes up to $10,012 on that line. There's nothing in capital outlays, so I get a total out of Jen of 148,655.
148,
655. Can you check me, Jay?
Yeah, you're good.
148,65. Venture proceeds, flowers, memorials, employees. I guess it's for the memorials and the employees. I don't think we care about that, right? That's our own fund, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know they could do that.
Pass.
What is it?
That
Flowers,
venture
for,
trucking thing,
yeah, that's a home rule fund,
they
so
only put
whatever it says that they can spend
only
on.
$2,000 was all they budget. They sure spend a lot more than what's budgeted out of that.
Why don't I even see that?
Venture, VENTUR, it's back in the back. Okay, Veterans Affairs, that's out of general. So last year, Veteran Service Officer was at 36,635. The Assistant VSO was at 23,685. Somebody please. Kill. So 36635 plus 23,685 leaves personal services of 60,320. So that's office supplies, they requested 3,500. Last year was 2,300, but she was it she who came in for Veterans Affairs?
He now.
He indicated the toner cost was up for the new furniture. So they were at 35 last year. They took out 25, so they're at 2,300. And they've spent 1,700 as of 7/29. What'd you say?
But that was a purchase, so wasn't it 1,700?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I can just see what they spent. 170114 is what they've spent to date out of a 2,300 appropriation. They were actually given 3,500 last year, and they moved 1,200 of that into professional services.
Let's make it 3,000.
Got going once, going twice. Any objections?
with it.
We on office supply?
Yep, 3,000
That
office
sounds-
supplies.
That sounds good.
Memorial flags 800. That was same as last year.
What was we gonna do on that as far as the commissioner? Like everything wrong, okay.
400 on postage, same as last
So
year.
they didn't know there's money there. We actually can use it.
500 dues and subscriptions, which is same as last year. You haven't used any though.
But that guy just got there.
$500 on software.
Just haven't used it either.
Yeah. Cleaning and shredding, they asked for 1,500. And it was not budgeted last year. I don't have any notes on it. Does anybody have any notes?
He did
Yeah.
not put this together.
Did he, yeah, I was gonna say, she would put
Yeah.
this together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the cleaning and shredding, do you know?
Well, they did
There's
pay,
documents, yeah. Anything and everything.
they did pay a young girl a little bit to clean. Now, I don't know how much of the shredding has been done.
But that would be for the boxes in the shed that you showed
Are
everybody,
you talking
or?
about veterans? for
Yeah.
veterans?
Yeah,
I don't know that they've got
Okay.
any.
I don't think they-
So what are they shredding? Just their own files?
Their own files, I think.
Here, another question that nobody may know, but software, wouldn't that be,
With the new computers?
no, the veterans software? I mean, it wouldn't be a county software, it'd be whatever the, like, veteran services.
yeah, but we own the veteran services.
So
They're ours. Although there is some state regulations. I mean, they're a county office.
gotcha, okay. All right.
So what do you wanna do on cleaning and shredding?
What do you think? Leave 500, if we need to change it, he can come talk to us and
Yeah,
figure out
because
what
he's
it's
got
for.
500 and two other funds he's never spent a dime out of.
Okay, so that brings that total, to 5,700.
And then training and seminars was 1,000, they haven't spent any, but there hasn't been anybody there for a while.
There should be, there's not been, there should have been something out of that training and seminars, because they did go.
They, went up to those, he's got to go
Uh-huh.
to that training, so certainly he's been up there.
Yeah.
Plus maybe he hasn't done the claim yet.
Maybe that's it, I'm not sure. I'll have to
Leave
check
it
on
that.
that.
We'll leave that.
600.
Professional services was 600. They transferred 1,200 in it, used 600, so 600 sitting there. I say leave 6. Travel
Travel,
expenses,
1,500, they used
they
1,100.
used 1,100 on that.
And I'd say she,
That might be what you're thinking.
Cell phone, 600, same. Printing and advertising, same.
They used a little bit of it, about 200 bucks,
Well, you got a new department head too, so they might wanna
change some.
do some more advertising, just haven't got around to it, getting their feet under 'em.
If it wasn't straight.
Is that it? So that leaves 4,200 there. Hold on, we'll do the big review. Plus 5,700 plus 70,220. What'd you get? Fine.
70,000.
Visitor commission.
Has your board seen theirs? Do you know, the visitors commission?
Jill Baker is the one who formulated this and gave it to me. So I don't know who on their board seen it, but it was one of their board members who produced the, oh, she did say it's approved, okay.
So if it's approved, I'd say we just approve it as is, I guess. It's their money, just kind of a pass through for the county.
What did their director make last year?
about
38,545. Do you wanna take it down so no one's getting a raise, even if they're?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay. What are we doing on that? We're gonna take it down to 25?
38, what?
545.
38,525.
38,545.
What about the admin assistant?
17,445.
operating budget.
That's just what they're asking for.
Everything else stay the same?
Well, they didn't have any of the FICA and all that stuff in their last year budget, so I'm not,
And they run that off their own tax revenue too. I mean, that's not something.
innkeeper's tax.
Yeah.
2,800 plus 200. So that brings personal services to 68,990.
So
5,000.
you're taking the director and the administrator back to the 2024 number.
Yeah, 25 number.
Or 25 number.
And then the billboard grants and all those other grants, I guess we're gonna, and then
100.
capital projects, 100,000. I mean,
Yeah,
if we got, what do we have in the innkeeper's tax right now? 352. Okay, come up with 352,190 out of 7304.
Three
It's
what?
Fund 7304.
What is it?
352,190, Fund 7304. And I just wanna make sure it's generating enough for all these capital projects and stuff. And some of these are grants they have in there. No, is that the wrong one?
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah,
This is
but
like the department.
7304 is visitors. Why is it not in there?
Probably pretty new.
Are you looking for
Oh,
innkeepers?
it's fun.
7304.
The fund is there. What's it under as a location?
Oh, you can move them all over to the right. There's
I'll just stick them all.
Yeah.
Easy. I forgot you can do that. What would I do without you, Kenny?
I don't know, I wanna hire her. Can I have her, Jennifer?
Nope,
Damn it.
nope, nope, nope.
227.
What'd they bring in this year? That's their cash balance, but not their appropriated. So what have they,
Let's make sure I got this.
I mean, I can see what they spent, what they were appropriated, I guess. So they've spent so
Part of
far.
that will be in the trust Indiana.
They've got 22, so it's about 33,000,
Oh,
330.
yes.
Heather,
Trust Indiana, some of that money's
Will
been
be over there.
deposited in the Trust Indiana account.
What do you mean?
Invested.
Besides this.
They're investing it? So it's in a different fund. I just wanna make sure it's sustainable with the grants they'll get back, right? Because they have two in here that are budgeted grants. And then
Receipts is 437,934.
Okay. I get their total budget that we just said okay to is 352,190, so it should be fine.
That's
Their money.
So alcohol, probation user fees and drug and alcohol fees can be used for anything related to that department, including salaries.
Alright.
Education itself. Okay, so where are we at with the ones that were agreed on? Not the pending.
How can I add this all up?
You have to go,
Make it total.
it's easier for me just to show you these. Cause I'll pick it up. No, you're gonna do it.
Oh.
I'm gonna show you how to do it. You're going to go down to that, you see where you're at now?
Yeah.
Control, and then hit. Oh, it should, what it do?
Oh, you screwed it now.
No, that's because I've got my glasses on. I'm hitting function,
Jennifer, can we take a break?
because it's hidden.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause this-
well, do you wanna do that
So
or
what
do
you
you
wanna do
want
is
to
highlight
stop?
this
Because we're gonna
cell.
stop this so Andrew can
Go all the way
schedule
to the
Yeah,
top.
why
for
don't
the
we just go ahead-
5:30?
why don't
And
we
if
just
you
go
hit
ahead
this button,
and call the meeting?
it's gonna
Do
stop.
you wanna call this one?
Yeah.
Now,
So that means we've appropriated that much so far out of general,
So,
That-
621. But remember, we wanna stay under this number, so we're still